Hi there, folks. Hello there. This is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. Today we're going to do something special. We're going to do some quick draft Zendikar Rising since it's out, and we can take a bit of a break from Neon Dynasty, given how, well, it's about to end soon, given how new Capenna is going to be out in a couple of days. But I'm here to just take a break. I do want to accumulate enough gold to maybe do a second Zendikar Rising draft after this. And yeah, it's nice to at least have a change of pace since I've drafted a Neon Dynasty a ton already, and I've also did some Dominarian not too long ago. So let's do some quick draft Zendikar Rising and then just try to recall the set whenever, if it ever comes back to Premier Draft. So let's begin. And given that this is bot time, we have a lot of time to, bot draft, we have enough time to just go over our picks and choices. So let's begin. Pack 1, pick 1, quick draft, Zendikar Rising. What do we have the fine pleasure of opening today? We'll see. Grokma Skyclave Ravager is obviously very good. It's essentially a 2-for-1 since it's going to come out as a 3/3. Whenever any other creature dies that we control, it gets another 1/1 counter, and then when it dies, it also leaves behind a body. So definitely an excellent card in the black-green +1/+1 counters archetype. However, it's in 2 colors, and green-black is not necessarily one of the better decks in the format, unfortunately. I wouldn't force any fault anyone for first picking Grotma because he's obviously very good, but definitely not the best 2-color pairing. And uncommon, Vast with Fortifications, a nice mono dual-face land. Mono dual-face lands are usually quite good. However, they're kind of overrated in the sense that you would still prefer to take the top commons over the Vastwood. The mono dual-face lands. At common, we have the best blue common with Into the Roil and the best black common with Deadly Alliance. And then with Field Research and Vanquish the Weak, not falling up too far behind. So I could first pick Grokma, but I think blue and black are definitely the best 2 colors in this format. And I think blue is very deep, and by far, just like in Dominaria, it's kind of a color that you might just want to force because it's just so powerful at common and uncommon. So I'm down to just stay flexible and take an Into the Roil here. My second pick, yeah, I don't mind taking Deadly Alliance too, just to also stay open, since Black-White is the second best deck in the format, as well as Black-Red. But I think Into the Roil I would take over Deadly Alliance as a color preference here, and not necessarily a big fan of the green-black +1/+1 counters deck in this format. But wouldn't fault anyone for taking Grokma, Into the Roil, or Deadly Alliance here, but I think Field Research and Vanquish are just a bit behind. So yeah, let's first pick Into the Roil, stay open, and see where we end up. So after first picking Into the Roil, we could just force a blue-green kicker deck with Low Mage's Familiar, and blue-green is definitely very powerful and one of the best decks in the format. Green is considered the weakest color at common, but I still think it's still pretty good. The colors in this format are relatively balanced. Every color has excellent commons and uncommons and rares, of course. However, it's notorious for just being a boring 2-color set because there's not much 3 colors that you can end up, given how everything is just kind of straightforward. So it could take Low Mage's Familiar, could also take Colony's Ambush as a nice mono dual-face land, Fight Spell that you can cast in the late game to kill something or play out as a land. So I think it's really between these 2 at common. We have Canby Bailoff, which is okay. Expedition Skulker if we were in a blue-black Rogues deck. Zulaport Duelist as an enabler for the blue-black Rogues, which does have a mill theme. But I don't mind just second picking Low Mage's Familiar. It's a dual-color card, but I think it's pretty powerful. I think it's enough powerful that we take it over the flexibility of, for example, Kali Ambush. I think it's fine. Fight spells are okay. There's a Rabbit Bite at common in this set, and I know this can be played as a land. But I'm fine. I think I just want to take the multicolor uncommon since this is kind of replaceable and a card that's kind of situational. So let's take a Low Mage's Familiar. Maybe we can do the whole blue-green the kicker thing. All right. Well, Riptide. Risen Riptide has synergy with blue-green as a fine blocker and a card that you could kick the pump. There's also some fine, okay, multicolor cards here. Ravager's Mace is fine. Brushfire Elemental, also fine, but not a big fan of the red-green landfall strategy unless you open up Phylath. which is the bomb rare. So I think it's really between like Nahiri's Binding and Risen Riptide here. Given that we're maybe setting up for Blue-Green Kicker, I think the Risen Riptide has more synergy. Like, Nahiri's Binding is a fine removal spell. I mean, it could be a sign that maybe white is open, so maybe I should still take it. Regardless, just so I can maybe stay open if I end up somehow in the blue-white party deck. This could be an okay removal spell. Not amazing, though. Double white is not the easiest to cast. And then there's some ways you can bounce opponent's creatures in this format. But it is a removal spell nonetheless. Yeah, this is more of a blue-green cold card anyway, so maybe I'm fine just taking Nahiri's Binding, keeping my options more open in case maybe blue-white party is open, which is a fun deck to be in, so let's take Nahiri's Binding here. Stray a little bit off course just to stay open, and then now Shajiri's Shelter is a fine Mono Dual Face land. There's also Tazim Royal Mage, which I think is pretty excellent with cards like Into the Royal and other instances of sorceries we can get back. Rabbit Bite as the best green common, and then Territorial Scythe Cat as a fine landfall creature. So I really think it's between Tazim Royal Mage and Rabbit Bites, and to a lesser extent, Sajiri's Shelter. Could just stay mono blue for now, maybe take Tazim Royal Mage, and it still has good synergy in the blue-green kicker deck. And this way we can keep ourselves in the base color blue, and then see if we end up blue-green, or even blue-white, or even blue-black. So let's take a Tazim Royal Mage. Cards are quite good. And then pretty late Vanquish the Weak and Feed the Swarm. Both are excellent removals in black. So sometimes in the blue-black deck the blue-black in this format is known as the blue-black Rogues deck, which is looking to which is mostly trying to cause the opponent to mill their library, so you can get at least maybe 7 or 8 cards in your graveyard in order to pull off various effects. But the backdoor strategy usually in blue-black is that you could maybe end up drafting some sort of control deck with just a ton of removal and balance and ways to get things back. Between Vanquish the Weak and Feed the Swarm, I do want my first copy of Feed the Swarm over at Vanquish the Weak, but at the second copy, really, I don't really want, since the life loss can be kind of detrimental. So given how I might not want multiple copies of Feed the Swarm, I think I'd rather prefer to have multiple copies of Vanquish the Weak first. So yeah, down to just take Vanquish over Feed. Hopefully we can pick up a Feed later or Deadly Alliance. So let's take Vanquish the Weak here. And then Relic Vial, more like a black-white gold card. This is an excellent card if you end up in the black-white Clerics deck. However, we're going to try to be base blue, so I don't hate a Field Research here, just an excellent card draw spell. In the late game, you can kick this to draw 3 cards, so blue has a lot of powerful, excellent combos, so I'm happy that we're taking this course. How we forced a green-black deck, we be in a weird position right now. But don't hate Field Research, also don't hate Blood Beckoning, which we can kick to get back like Royal Mage. Royal Mage can also be kicked to get back Blood Beckoning, so you can kind of have this infinite loop, but we're just going to take the Field Research here. Just stay mono blue, and then probably don't mind a second Tazim Royal Mage. Also, wouldn't mind second Risen Riptide if I knew I had more kicker spells. But yeah, let's lock ourselves up with 2 Tazim Royal Mages here. And this card is quite good. Maybe the bots don't respect it enough, but yeah, this card is done really nice. Here, there's a Territorial Scythe Cat pretty late. Glacial Grasp is fine, but better if we knew we were in blue-black. I mean, either way, we have a choice between blue-black and blue-green. Again, I think blue-black is the best deck in the format. However, we might not necessarily, if we end up blue-black, we might not necessarily end up as a blue-black mill deck with the whole rogue strategies. We're going to just end up in a blue-black control deck, where I prefer to have a removal spell over a tap effect, since we're not really looking to tempo the opponent. So could just take a Territorial Scythe Cat here in the off chance we end up blue-green, since not seeing a ton of black in our packs so far. Only saw that one Vanquish the Weak and Feed the Swarm, and that was it. So I'll take a Scythe Cat here. It's also pretty late and it's quite a good card. Second Field Research doesn't hurt. Turn Timber Ascetic would be a fine curve topper, but we're just going to stay mono blue, take our second Field Research, and then if we do end up somehow in the blue-black Rogues deck, I also don't hate Zulaport Duelist or Soul Strike. Both of these cards are also quite good. Not sure if we're going to be in Rogues, not sure if we're going to be in the control deck, to be honest. So I think I'll still take the Duelist here in case we end up in Rogues, but I can see Soul Strike maybe Soul Strike could be the right pick, actually. Not sure. I don't know. It's still kind of early. Maybe we can still end up in Rogues. I'm going to take the Zulaport Duelist. It's just important to have an enabler for the whole mill thing, and Zulport Duelist is nice. And then if we end up in the blue-green kicker deck, then Risen Riptide was a nice wheel. So happy that I took another card over this, and it wheeled. So staying open was nice. And then sometimes if you have a bit of party theme, Cascade Seer could be a fine 4-drop, 4-mana, 3/3 is not that exciting, but having the Scry could be fine. So yeah, sometimes you can end up in just a blue-black party deck. So alright, first pack went pretty well, kind of read the colors that we want to be base blue, but we'll see what archetype we end up in. I think it's either blue-black or blue-green for the most part. And then now there's this pack, which does have no Priest of Oblivion. This card is really excellent. Yeah, the fact that it can be kicked to return a creature back is quite nice. There's also the Zoff's Consumption. Umaru Mystic is also quite good, but however, we didn't see a ton of red in our previous pack. Bubble Snare is also the second best blue common. I think you would definitely take Into the Royal first over it. Yeah, given how powerful No Priest is, I might just take the No Priest of Oblivion actually over the Bubble Snare. I think the power level gap is just a little bit too high, and we also do have a Vanquish the Weak. So I don't mind speculating on a bit of black, and maybe we can get like a Bubble Snare later, assuming blue is very open. So, yeah, let's take a No Priest. We'll see if we end up in blue-black Control or blue-black Rogues. But I think the two guard is just too good to pass up here. So we'll take it over Bubble Snare, which would be my second choice just to stay in mono blue. Alright, we'll take a second Into the Royal. Also seeing some green cards here. Jiraga Visionary adds best in the blue-green deck since you're looking to be more controlling and defensive. You don't mind the card advantage. Also wouldn't mind a Cutting Geyser Mage, which is also quite good. But we're just going to take a second Into the Royal, just take the best blue common. And arguably the best common in the set. Alright, Vine Gecko is definitely quite a nice payoff for being the blue-green kicker deck. The more spells we kick, the more counters this gets, so I guess we might have missed out on a single Bubble Snare, but it's okay. Now I'm maybe confident that we should just be in the blue-green kicker deck, seeing this Vine Gecko get passed to us. Expedition Diviner would keep us open too. Fine card, we do have a couple of wizards, but I think it's definitely worse than Vine Gecko, so take Vine Gecko, hopefully end up in the blue-green kicker deck. Speaking of kicker, don't mind a Cunning Geyser Mage. There's also Nimana Skydancer as an enabler for the blue-black Rogues mill thing. Stoneware Pack Piece, if we have much more of a party theme going, could be fine. But if we're going to be in a kicker deck, then we definitely want more spells with kicker, so let's take a Cunning Geyser Mage here. Alright, this pack is okay. That's a pretty late Royal Eruption, pick 5. However, I think it's between like Wind Rider Wizards, Chilling Trap, and a second Risen Riptide. I think having your first copy of Risen Riptide is okay, but they can get kind of awkward in multiples. Wind Rider Wizard is just a good card, right? It's a May ability, it's a fine evasive flyer. We should have a decent amount of instances and sorceries to enable the Wind Rider Wizard. Chilling Trap could also be fine since we're going to have maybe a bit of a Wizard's theme in this deck, given how it is. So, yeah, let's try Wind Rider Wizard, seems fine. Card is decent, and then, yeah, don't hate Gnarly Colony as a creature we can kick later too. Fine 2-drop we can also cast, so loving the blue-green deck. Also, wouldn't mind Kazan to Stomper, but I'm going to take the Gnarly Colony over it, and then we'll take a second Gnarly Colony, so the deck is coming together. Alright, sure, for the Infiltrator is quite good, however, it's only good in really blue-black. Yeah, Blood Beckoning I would love, but it would be on the splash, which I don't necessarily like unless we pick up maybe like I don't know whatchamacallit, the green common. Maybe if I pick up the green common, the card that can search for 2 lands if you kick it, maybe that can be a reason to take Blood Beckoning, because it's definitely quite good with the whole Tazim Royal Mage combo. This Zendikar is not amazing, it's more like a 5 mana 4/4 haste. Yeah, this card's not very good. The safer pick here would be Glacial Grasp, but with double Into the Royal, I don't think we need it. It's an okay card, but I think I'll try the Blood Beckoning if we end up picking the Reclaim the Waste. Oh, the card's called Reclaim the Waste, the green card. Alright, pretty late Bubble Snare, definitely going to take it over third field research. So, took a gamble on taking No Priest, and we found out that blue is just severely open, and the bots don't respect it enough, so. And then even the late Cunning Geyser Mage, which somehow is still in the pack. And even Expedition Diviner, which I don't hate too, can be a fine flyer in the late game. Yeah, both of these are more like party cards. I guess I'll take a Seaflare Stalker. Not sure if I'll play it. And then, wow, even another Risen Riptide. Okay, gonna take it, I guess, over our first copy of Chilling Trap, which is also a fine card. But I don't hate the second Risen Riptide. We might not even play the Scythe Cat or even Wind Rider Wizard. We'll see. We just want to throw in as many kicker cards as we can. Hopefully we open up a Roost of Drakes. No Roost of Drakes, but we do have a nice flower with Merfolk Falconer. Maul of the Skyclaves is definitely busted and a pretty excellent card. However, we're nowhere near Maul of Skyclave. We're just going to take Merfolk Falconer as a fine finisher, and also another payoff for kicking spells. Also, wouldn't hate Skyclave Sentinel because it also kind of fits the theme of kicker. But I'm just going to take a Merfolk Falconer as an excellent 5-drop. Alright, don't hate Marasa Sproutling. Marasa Sproutling is also quite good. The fact that it can just return any kicker card is nice. Tajura Blightblade can be a fine defensive 1-drop. There's also Clearwater Pathway if we want to splash a bit of black for Blood Beckoning. But definitely going to take the Marasa Sproutling over it. It's also seeing some good white cards here with Attendant Healer and Shepherd of Heroes. But we're just going to take the Sproutling. And then this pack is kind of whatever. We don't have that many 2-drops, so there's an argument for the Dauntless Survivor. There's also an argument for another Expedition Diviner here. So it would be, I guess I would rather maybe prefer Skyclave Squid over Dauntless Survivor in this type of deck. Maybe that's the choice, because I do need some 2-drops. Like, this is okay, but we're not really trying to enable party at the most part. A 2-mana 3/2 Defender or Attacker could be decent on turn 2. And we don't have any 2-drops, so I'll take it over second Expedition Diviner, which is again okay, but kind of clunky. But yeah, Skyclave Squid is going to be at its best here, so we'll take it. And then, not much else here. The Spring Mantle Cleric is better for multicolor, but we don't have much fixing. Not even sure if I'll splash for his Blood Beckoning. So then hit it to Tajura Blightblade as a nice defensive 1-drop. Can help us defend in the early game quite nicely. And then we'll take another Into the Roll, pick 5, which is kind of insane to be seeing, but we'll take it. And then Shell Shield could be fine. It has Kicker, which can enable some things. It's more of a protection spell, but so we might not main deck it, but we'll see. Over Deliberate, over potential splash, Vanquish the Weak. And then, yeah, another Field Research seems great, so we're going to try to get to 6 mana more often than not to draw a ton of cards, so don't mind the extra lands. Alright, even though Mar Wizard is nice, since you can also play it as a, it can come in as a 4/3 flyer in the late game, or it can be a land we can play tap, so nice to have this dual face land. And we could even play a Skyclave Sentinel if we want, fine blocker, and then we can also kick in the late game, so yeah, this would be an easy, maybe 23 cards or 24, even another Expedition Diviner, kind of insane to be seeing. Alright, so this deck looks awesome. So we just need to make a couple of cuts here. Just wondering what they should be. Could just be the Skyclave Sentinel, like it's probably our most expensive spell to kick. Like we're gonna need a ton of lands, so we're gonna have to at least have 17 lands in this deck in order to cast some of our cards with Kicker. So we're gonna put this as a land at the very least, since so we can cut a land here, because it's more likely that we end up playing this as a land. So Sentinel is 7 mana to kick, which is quite pricey, I have to say. Not saying it's not a good card, because it is a really good card to kick in the late game. But with enough power, I don't think we necessarily need it. So I'm going to rule out the Skyclave and put it in the sideboard for now. And then one more cut. There is an Expedition Diviner here. How much evasion do we have? Not much. I still think it's important to have my early 1 and 2 drops here, so I don't think I cut any of these. Maybe it's just another Expedition Diviner here, since we seem to be good with everything else, kind of. Could also be Risen Riptide as well, which is, again, just an okay card sometimes. I guess if we can cast it early and just start kicking spells, it can hit for a ton of damage, so... I like the fact that this does replace itself, though. How much wizards do we have, though, however? 8 wizards, which is, again, fine. But I could maybe see myself going down an Expedition Diviner, actually. So, you know what? Let's cut an Expedition Diviner and take it from here. We already have the Armar Wizard, which we can cast as a flyer over the second Expedition. And then this entire hand looks good. Don't hate, again, a 17 land, just so we can maybe flood a bit and kick some of our powerful spells. So, yep, let's try this. And then creature count. I guess we have 17 creatures, so we should be fine. Mana base favoring blue. So do I need double green here? I do need double green to kick the Gnarlid Colony, but we don't need it immediately, so I could actually see myself biasing myself towards blue here, going 10-7, which I think it's okay. So yeah, let's give this a shot, see how it goes. Vine Gecko is going to be pretty important if we can cast it exactly on turn 2. So yeah, let's give this a shot. Only if we had Roost of Drakes, that would be an amazing mythic uncommon for the deck. And yeah, the bots don't respect that enough as well. Since I've done this draft previously in the past, and with the whole bots going on, and they don't respect blue enough, unfortunately. Which I think it's the best color in the format by a lot. So yeah, just like in Dominaria, both blue and black are the top colors. And I guess it's also read as the third best, as well as Dominaria, and then white and green are both last. Which, between green and white, I think they're both definitely the worst colors, but they're both pretty. They could also be pretty good, so don't sleep on white and green. Unlike in Dominaria, the commons in white and green tends to be pretty shallow after the top commons. They just aren't very good and almost unplayable. But in this format, there's still some solid green, a lot of good solid green commons. Jiragan Visionary, Canopy Baloth. Obviously, Rabbit Bite is quite good. Kazandu Stomper could be a nice finisher. The 5-mana 5/4 that gains 3 life when it enters the battlefield is also quite good. So we'll see. Alright, let's see what interesting decks we get to face today. Alright, opening hands, we have our Blightblade. Could always just run out the Gnarlid Colony. Once we get to 4 mana, we should have double blue for Into the Roil, so I'll try this. It's not bad. Could also hold on to Gnarlid Colony, honestly, because we have the early defensive 1-drop to kick this as a 4/4 with Trample, which could also be reasonable. But I can keep this hand, it's okay. If the opponent's an aggressive deck, I definitely want to run this out on turn 2, but if not, then I'm going to try to maybe kick this. So we'll see if they're playing a control deck or an aggressive deck. Also, gotta be careful of the Zulaport Duelist, the 1-drop that can give neg 0, neg 2, nego, and mill 2. So not really a big fan of attacking here. Given how the opponent's playing blue-green, it is a kicker deck. So I probably hold on to the Gnarlid Colony here. I mean, running this out also isn't the worst because I can just keep attacking for 2. Maybe I just do run it out. And probably not going to attack with a Blightblade because he could have the Duelist. He could also have a Disruption here to counter. Alright, at least we baited out the counter spell. And now we can hit for 1. Taunting Arbor Mage is fine. Right, and then we can run our blue man. I think we say go. If he attacks with a taunting, the question is, do I block? I think I do. Could also have a Rabbit Bite as well. He could also have a Duelist. Opponent passes the turn, fair enough. I mean, doesn't attack. So he's probably playing multiple Into the Roils as well. Expedition Diviner is quite good. I guess I'll just try to kick a Bubble Snare to remove it. Ooh, Low Mage's Familiar is also quite awesome. So maybe I could take the turn off, actually. Yeah, I don't hate taking the turn off, perhaps. Running out the Low Mage just to get a bit of value and life gain. And then we'll say go. And we can always just play this without kicking. Could also have a bounce spell for my Low Mage's Familiar. We'll see. Opponent decides to attack. Interesting. I think I'm fine with the Blightblade blocking the Arbor Mage. We'll see what's up. He could have the Flash guy. He doesn't. But I'm fine with the trade. And it can be Baloth, right? Bailoff is going to hit pretty hard. So let's see here. I could just kick a bubble snare, gain 2. I guess I can bubble snare the Expedition Diviner for 1 without kicking it. And then do I kick the Into the Royal now? I guess I might as well, just to play around maybe something else. I guess that's fine. Because we don't want to take 6 or 4 damage anyways. And then we can always just run the Tazim Royal Mage out next turn. I guess I can also attack for 2. And then Tazim Royal Mage can get back Into the Royal, and we can maybe do some loop-to-loop stuff like block with the Royal Mage, kick the Into the Royal, etc. Could also have his own Into the Royal to bounce Diviner. Okay, Marasa Sproutling's quite good too. Can also bring back Into the Royal or Gnarlid Colony. So we would need a ton of mana to kick this and also get something back. That would require 5 plus maybe another 5 for Gnarlid Colony. So yeah, I think I'm fine just kicking the Tazim Royal Mage and then getting back Into the Royal, and then just say go. I can also maybe block with the Tazim Royal Mage the next following turn and kick the Marasa Sproutling, so we'll say go. We can even afford to take 6. Opponent might be sandbagging lands just to enable the Canopy Bailoff. Not pumping, that's very interesting. Do I double block? Probably not. Maybe I'll double block the next following turn. After he tries to use a combat trick of some sort. I could also again chump, bounce my own guy back, and then re-kick the Tazim Royal Mage to get it back, but it's pretty expensive, so. Right, opponent just runs this out. Fair enough. I guess I could just kick the Marasa Sproutling, get back the Bubble Snare. Maybe that's fine. And then I can also still attack, and then... Do I want to keep up another mana for... Into the Royal? Probably not. I think the Bubble Snare is fine for now. And then I guess we can even attack for 4. Which again, I think is okay. I guess I can even kick the... Into the Royal onto the Marasa Sproutling and do the whole cycle thing with the Royal Mage as well. Because he has a Rabbit Bite. Slow me down. Cascade Seer is okay. Merfolk Falconer is quite good, alright. I guess we hold up Into the Royal. I could also bounce this and attack. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Attacking for 7 could be interesting. Or maybe I hold it back for the 3-2. Kicking this wouldn't be the worst. Let's just do it now. I guess we'll get in for 5. But I think that's a lot of damage and it really sets him back, so let's just do that. Alright, Imar Wizard seems good, especially with a follow-up Into the Royal. Blink of an eye, essentially. So yeah, given the opponent is stuck on lands, we should be able to tempo him out. And then next turn we have 9 mana, so we can also play the Armara Wizard and also kick a Into the Roil like we did with the Merfolk Falconer. So there's some silly things you can do with the Into the Roil in this format. With a lot of the blue cards, especially with Tazim Royal Mage. Alright, let's keep playing. Alright, well, I never started out with a Risen Riptide in my opening hand at all, I don't think, in this format, but I'll try this. I mean, playing this out early could be nice, especially if you can kick a Gnarly Colony the next following turn and attack for 10. So we'll try it. Opponent's playing black, so hopefully not blue-black. Right, black-green, so +1/+1 counters. I might just run this Tazim Royal Mage out, just so it can maybe trade for the 2/2. And I think I will. Like, I should be able to get the Risen Riptide later to set up a block, but this is fine. You could also have a Subtle Strike here, but I think it's still fine again running this out. Hopefully he doesn't have Subtle Strike and I don't mind blocking this. Alright, just passes a turn. Well, Vine Gecko would be pretty awesome too, but I think we just want to be mana efficient and just run this out. We also need double green to kick the Gnarled Colony, so we're going to slow down a bit and take our time. Visionary also quite good. Bubble Snare. Alright, could always run out Vine Gecko. I guess if we get another land next turn, we could also Vine Gecko and kick Bubble Snare. So fine running out the second Risen Riptide. And then we'll say go. Opponent can also free roll an attack here, so I think I'm fine just blocking. There's no reason not to block. Like, I could protect my 0/5, but at the same time, he can just free roll. Probably see a Subtle Strike. Nope, Colony Ambush. Alright, fair enough. Card for a card. Skulker, quite good if there's rogues. Alright, yeah, given my lack of lands, I think I'm just going to run out the Umar Wizard here. And we're just going to run out the Vine Gecko here. And then pass the turn. Probably not going to block the Expedition Skulker. The Veteran Adventurer, I'm fine locking down, so we're probably definitely going to take 2 here. No blocks. And then, yeah, we're fine kicking a Bubble Snare, I think, to take out the 5/5. And then, definitely going to be fine attacking for 5. And then next turn, we can even kick... I'm going to keep the Vine Gecko back and take 5. And then next turn, we can still kick the Gnarled Colony and then attack for a ton and also grow the Vine Gecko, so... Turn number Stick, however, is a pretty problematic card. The 3 life gain is a bit of a problem too, so not looking amazing, but I guess we'll just kick the Gnarled Colony now to have a good blocker now. And probably going to stay back and say go. I just want to keep growing this Vine Gecko, eventually find maybe a bounce spell for Skulker. Opponent's deck is also quite good, so... could kick Field Research. Or just run out Merfolk. I think I'll kick the field research. Yeah, we'll just do it now. Again, just get more card advantage going. Keep growing the Vine Gecko. And then eventually find more answers. And yeah, Skyclave Squid is a nice pickup here. And then still going to pass the turn. This Scythe Cat is going to be a little bit annoying. Right, let's just, we could also kick the Tazim Royal Mage, but we're probably just going to route the Falconer and maybe start attacking in the air. We could also see the opponent play a fight spell, but we'll just say go. Hopefully we can maybe kick the Cunning Geyser Mage next turn on the Death Toucher and do some work, or I guess I could kick the Territorial Scythe Cat to slow him down a bit too. Kazandu Stomper actually seems like a better card to kick. I guess the Scythe Cat will also grow. So we'll see. So land. Yeah, probably just going to kick the Cunning Geyser Mage here. Gnarly Colony I don't hate. Bounce a Stomper. And I could also just play Field Research Ball Kicker. Maybe that's okay. Given that I might not have enough mana to kick a bunch of stuff. So I guess this will be 5 mana. This will also be 5. We'll have close to 5 mana. But I mean, I guess I'm still fine just drawing 2 cards here without Kicker. And then we can attack for 4. And our guys are just going to grow to outscale the Territorial Scythe Cat. He could just keep running out to Stomper again. But then I might have a second bounce spell, takes out my flyer, that's a bit annoying. Okay, so I need another win condition and way to get across the finish line now. So how about we play land, kick the Cunning Geyser Mage, bounce the Expedition Skulker, kick a Gnarly Colony. I guess, wait, this is supposed to be 4 mana, right? Let me see. I guess it's the first kick spell, never mind. So, yeah, let's just move to combat. I think we can send in these. And it has trample, so that's nice, so. Alright, that seems good. He could, again, also triple block, but then he'll lose 3 creatures, so he has to lose the Scythe Cat if he wants to just 2-for-1 himself. Alright, does all that? Sure, I think Scythe Cat definitely goes. Right, decides to triple block instead. Right, fair enough. But then he's going to lose everything. I guess he wants to keep the Scythe Cat around, maybe, and just lose all 3 of these. That's fair enough. Hopefully we can find an Into the Royal or another spell to get rid of it. So, yeah, we're getting some nice value. Put us down to 9, and then, yeah, probably just going to say go. We can even maybe double block this to put a Cunning Geyser Mage in the graveyard. Ooh, another Field Research, don't hate it. Also don't hate another Gnarly Colony to add to the board. So if we kick the Field Research, do we still have enough mana to kick a Gnarly Colony? Probably not, so probably fine just kicking a Gnarly Colony here. And then maybe we don't kick the Field Research, just draw 2. Or maybe I should have drawn 2 first. Into the Royal is nice, so we can eventually bounce to 6-5. Could also just do it now, honestly. And just attack. But I don't get to draw the card. I mean, he's going to play out Stomper next turn. But then I get to attack with all, so I think we go for this. And the nice thing is I can also Tazim Royal Mage to get a Kicker spell back. So yeah, I think we're fine as sending in the team. Sky Dancer is fine. Mill 2, sure. Second into Rogan, but again I can just buy it back, so yeah, this seems okay. Opponent falls down to 1. So he needs something special here to save him. Yeah, it's just too good. The blue-green kicker deck is just kind of nutty. Sorry for a cough. But blue in general is just very nutty in this format. So just be happy drafting blue in this format, and you should be able to get there. And this is way stronger than blue-green kicker in Dominaria. Alright, I guess this is okay. I'll try it. Clay's run 2-drop and then 3-drop. Ooh, or Vine Gecko on turn 2, that's even better. So I'm fine just running out the field research for 3 if I have to, just to make it so I can maybe kick a Gnarled Colony, pull place Fire Fist Adept, okay. I guess I can always just kick a 3 mana into the Royal to bounce this back. If I play the field research, I'll draw 2. I might want to grow the Vine Gecko and attack here, so let's just do that instead. Yeah, let's just bounce this back. This way I can also draw a card if he replays it, and I can also just attack for a 3, which is a lot, so. Make it also likely that I get my double green for Gnarled Colony, and there it is. So now we can run out double green, and I think we're just going to kick the Gnarled Colony and attack for 4 here. Yeah, I gotta remember this counts the first spell, so opponent's just giving me good card advantage, and then more large attackers. That's a good one. Unfortunately, he only has wizards, so he only adds 1 mana here. Thundering Rebuke is quite powerful, so that's a good one. If I attack, he would have to double block, so I'm probably fine just running out the Merfolk Falconer here. Next turn we can even set with Risen Riptide and the Skyclave Squid, but this is a really effective blocker, so that's good. Bugcatcher is excellent. This card's great. Can't think of any removal spells with me attacking. I guess there's the 1 mana one, but he can only deal 2 damage with it. The card I'm talking about is the party card, the 1 mana deal the amount. Yep. So he would need 2 copies of it. I guess it's only 1. Never mind. So all right, we'll just set up the Risen Riptide now and Skyclave Squid. And then hopefully we can get some good attacks next turn. So it's twice the number. Alright, that's a good target for Bubble Snare too. Another Ardent Elementalist, so he gets to add 2 floating mana. Wondering what this is. Alright, a Fissure Wizard, so opponent's going off here. So do I attack with all? I think I'm fine. We should have a lot of damage, so we can just run out land. Pump the Skyclave Squid, and I think we kick the Field Research here. Could also kick the Tazim Royal Mage. Could also just kick a Bubble Snare. Maybe I kick the Tazim Royal Mage to get back into the Royal. That seems fine. So we can maybe set up for next turn. And then I'm fine just sending in the team. I mean, he can trade with all my creatures, but then he would have to put a bunch of creatures in front. And this reduces his party members, although most of them are mostly just Wizard and Warrior, so... Next turn we can block Bugcatcher or Ardent Electromancer, we'll see. Hopefully I didn't overextend and attack and lose all my blockers, but I feel like we kind of had to get aggressive since he has a Fearless Sledging now, but that we could of course bounce. Kabir Outrider is a lot of damage, so... Or I can give a creature +1/+1, so we can't block the Bugcatcher, but I can still block the 3/2 here. Opponent instead just attacks with the 3/4, fair enough. Guess I'll just take 5, which is a lot of damage, unfortunately. But we can run out Expedition Diviner and keep up the Into the Royal. I think that's okay. Could also use Bubble Snare here for 1, which is also not bad since I have a ton of kicker cards, so yeah, that's fine. Just do it on the Grotag Bugcatcher, and then we'll just pass a turn. Keep up Into the Royal. Question is, do I block the Fearless Fledgling? Probably not. Can always bounce it. Opponent attacks with ball, very interesting. Okay, so let's move the blocks. Block here, and just take 3. I guess that's reasonable. And if he has a trick, I can just bounce. It's pretty annoying, so now what? So he gets to preserve both his creatures. I could bounce the Fearless Fledgling. I lose all my creatures for next turn. I could also just bounce my own creature, honestly. Maybe bounce my own Royal Mage. And just re-kick it again. To block the 3/2 for next turn. I guess this also checks. If I bounce the Kabir Outrider, I guess that's also not that bad. Yeah, let's just bounce the Kabir Outrider. Sure, he gets to play it again, but I think it's okay. Because he can't recast it, and then sure, I only lose the 2/1, but that's fine. I can swing for 8 for next turn, and this can also be a nice reach creature, so I think we just run this out. And this way he's forced to stay back now. I mean, chump. Which is, again, not ideal. Alright, tactics, no card advantage, unfortunately. So we can deal 5 to him, and then we can block whatever he plays next turn. Or whatever he doesn't pump. So is this lethal? Probably not. 9 damage. Could always trade for the Fledgling, I suppose. I think it's okay. Yeah, this card's a bit of a problem. I guess it doesn't have reach, but maybe blocking this is okay. Yeah, I can get behind that. Low Mage's Familiar is nice. I could kick a Field Research, but then I might not be able to play Low Mage's Familiar. 6 mana to kick, so maybe just run out the Low Mage. And I guess I'll just draw 2 with the Field Research here. Get another land down and then say go. And then next turn we can maybe set something up. Fledgling is a bit of a problem. Expedition Healer is okay. So I I guess we can kick the field research. I guess I can run Risen Riptide. I can do both, so let's kick the field research here, just so we can start gaining life and drawing cards. Could also attack here. He has a good double. He has a decent double block, but then it trades for Fledgling. I guess we can also kick it into the Royal here, as well. Bouncing the Fearless Fledgling. I guess that's okay. And then I'm fine with him double blocking or just blocking with one and chumping. Alright, this seems good. He also doesn't gain a life because he doesn't control another cleric. And then we can just keep grinding him out with the card advantage from second field research and Marasa Sprouting as well, so Thundering Rebuke is a good one. Alright. Again, that's going to slow us down a bit. But we can run out Land, run out Risen Riptide, kick a Sproutling. Not sure what I want to get back though. Maybe Royal Mage. Although that wouldn't be necessary. Maybe I just want Gnarlid Colony to help end the game. Maybe. Into the Royal is fine, but I do have I do have a Cunning Geyser Mage I can kick, so I think this is okay. Just run out the Gnarlid Colony and then we can just say go. Opponent can hit for 2, but it's still a fairly slow clock, and opponent's forced to block here too. Yeah, he's just dead here, so yeah, opponent realizes it. So yeah. We're able to just outdraw the opponent, out-tempo the opponents. And recur some of our spells. All we needed was Roost of Drakes, and this deck would have been 100% busted. But so be it. Let's keep playing. And now we have a second. We saved up enough gold for a second draft. I guess we need blue mana. This doesn't seem amazing unless we get blue mana. I think we mull. And we're in a draw, so it's not that bad. This hand is also not amazing, but I guess I'll keep. And then probably fine bombing the Expedition Diviner. We can even run out Marasa Sprouting as a random 3/3. Actually, I do like both of these cards, actually. But maybe Diviner is still kind of medium. So something like this is fine. We have Bubble Snare to stop any early aggression, the same with Into the Royal. Could even kick the Into the Royal first and then get back with Sproutling for more value. Hunter's fine too. Could just run out Gnarlid Colony. Just as a 2/2, I guess that's fine too. I thought this was a Scourge Colony from Strixhaven, which had Reach. But yeah, figures it wasn't. Don't mind hate seeing Vanquished a week on Gnarlid Colony. Also don't see a reason to bounce or lock down the Ghastly Gloom Hunter. Maybe we'll think about it next turn. I could also use it now, but maybe he has better stuff that I want to maybe lock down, like the Cleric that gains life. We'll see. Might also use the Bubble Snare on the Core Celebrant as well, although he can just keep gaining life, so this is going to be a grindy matchup where we're looking to hopefully deal enough damage. That's fine. Definitely don't want to bounce his Ghastly Gloom Hunter next turn. I guess we can always buy back the Gnarlid Colony, assuming we can kick this as well. So we'll say go. See what's up. And then find blocking. If he has a trick, we can blow him out with Into the Royal. Sure. I guess I'll just bounce the Protector. The Protector does give, again, Indestructible eventually, but I think it's fine. Given how I don't want to take too much damage and I just want to do this instead. We don't have any fight spells, unfortunately, to take out the Core Celebrants. Another Ghastly Gloom Hunter for 1 seems okay. Alright, Risen Riptide and Vine Gecko is quite good, so we'll run both of these out. And we can hopefully do set up something and deal a ton of damage eventually. But the life gain is going to be a little bit difficult to offset with the Core Celebrant. This is definitely the best white common, I think, along with the Shepherd of Heroes. But the Core Celebrant can definitely scale and get out of hand. I mean, it doesn't scale, but it can just keep accumulating, and it's difficult to win against. Could also see a removal spell for one of these creatures, we'll see. Expedition Healer. And a Core Blade Master, alright. So we can at least kick a spell and get the Risen Riptide online. I guess I'll just kick a Tazim Royal Mage because it's the most expensive. And then probably just attack with the Risen Riptide because everything else can block. I could also Bubble Snare one of these Ghastly Gloom Hunters, honestly, and I think I will, since the damage is kind of adding up here. You can give the Core Blade Master Indestructible. Guess he can pump this, so I could just chump with the Tazim Royal Mage. Or maybe even Colony, so I can kick the Sproutling eventually to buy it back. I guess he's pumping his flyer, makes sense. Alright, fair enough. We'll just take 3, unfortunately. Merfolk Falconer is quite good. Alright, we'll play this instead. So now he's hopefully out of stuff. I can block that with the 0/5. I think I will. Even though he could have a trick, it's important to just get rid of it. Or I guess he can just gain 2 life here for free. And I'll just block with the Risen Riptide. That's fine too. Alright. Right, and we can even kick the Marasa Sproutling. So not sure what I want to do here. If I bounce something and attack, it doesn't really accomplish much, I don't think. So I could just pass the turn, maybe cycle this onto Tazim Royal Mage, and take it from there. So I'm just going to pass the turn here. Could also bounce the Nara Colony to make it into a 4/4. But maybe we're fine just having the Gecko as a blocker. We'll see. Squid seems fine. It gives me another good blocker, but it's also just kind of unnecessary at this stage, so I think I'll bond both. We can definitely do better than a Squid at this stage of the game. Field Research is pretty good. Alright, kick Field Research could be nice. Or I can just kick the Tazim Royal Mage again. Probably going to do that just to keep up into the Royal for the turn. And also just keep growing my stuff. Low Mage's Familiar is great. Blade Blade is also okay. It doesn't deal with the first striker, so I think this is okay. And the question is, do I keep up the Into the Royal here? Probably. And then we'll say go. That's a scary one. Alright, we can always deal with that one too. And we can always bounce it back, of course. Guess I can always kick the field research to get a land and play low mages familiar. Although I'll be shields down and into the royal, so maybe I should just play out the low mages familiar first. And then, yeah, I guess we can say go. Save this for his cleric if it gets out of hand. Alright, that's kind of annoying. Alright, I guess I'll let that resolve. And then maybe we can make some good blocks here. Ty decides to send in the team. Alright, I think the 3-3 double strike is going to be the worst one to deal with. So, and we kick this becomes a 5-5, this becomes a 6-6, so we should be fine here. Yeah, let's just kick the Core Blade Master. Gain some life, and then we should be able to take out all of his stuff and hope he doesn't have a 1-mana instant. Yeah, I think the opponent made a pretty bad attack, so knowing that I have an Into the Royal in my hand, since I could have lined up my blocks pretty well, have a couple creatures survive, and then I would have dealt with the flyer. I would have also dealt with his celebrant. Maybe not celebrant, but I could have dealt with his cleric. I would have also dealt with his with another creature, his 5/5, the core outrider. But yeah, we're 4-0. Let's keep playing. Fine, keep with the Skyclave Squid in our opening hand as a good early blocker, and then we can play Risen Riptide and maybe start going to town, or just double Skyclave Squid. We'll see. Like, this is actually a pretty decent attacker early on too, assuming we can get some lands. I guess the opponent just misses land drops, so alright, fair enough. I'll take the free win. So now 5-0. That was a little bit alright. I'll take it. So I don't think that game would actually count, but we'll have a pretty decent start for the double Skyclave Squid, or maybe into the Risen Riptide, but we would have to hit a couple of lands. Yeah. Let's go again. Again, not sure if I want to run out the Gnarlid Colony. We'll see. But Vine Gecko again, off the top, sweet. Gonna hold off on this Amara Wizard because he can be a potential creature we can play, even if it means we miss out on a bit. Alright, let's just run out the Riptide and then we can kick the Gnarlid Colony for four next turn. Pass the turn, and probably not gonna block the 2/2 because he could flash in a rogue at instant speed to blow me out. But the question is, do I attack with the Risen? I think it's fine. I could also just attack with the Vine Gecko too, since I don't have any other kicker spells. He could have the 3 mana flash creature, the one that mills. I think I'm fine swinging in because it damages a lot. And hopefully I don't get blown out here. He could also have Subtle Strike here on my 3/3, so he probably has the flash creature I was talking about. Yep. Fair enough. We still have our Vine Gecko, and he didn't mill anything too amazing. Vine Gecko is also going to become more problematic later, just because it can just help me cheat out some stuff. So land off the top wouldn't be that bad. Mind Drain, that's a little bit rude. Right, I'll get rid of these two. Right, would love to land off the top. But he is about to get 8 in my graveyard, which could be a little bit concerning. Right, Expedition Diviner isn't bad. And I can still attack for 7, which is a lot of damage. Opponent chumps, but realizes this has trample, and still chumps. Sure, I guess if you want to save a point of damage, it's fine. Or 2 points of damage, as a matter of fact. Hopefully no Sweeper. I guess the Sweeper is at 9 mana or something. 5 mana Deadly Alliance, that's fair enough. Ooh, and even Field Research. We can't kick it though, unfortunately, but we can still draw 2 here, which is nice. Not sure if I want to run out the Gnarlid Colony. Probably not, since it's better off as a bigger creature, so I think I'm just going to pass a turn here. We probably want to run out Faulkner instead, of course, so the Diviner can also just... Diviner can draw the card. If I kick the Gnarlid Colony, I guess I can kick the Tazim Royal Mage this turn, too, but I probably just want to get the Faulkner out and attack for 3 in the air. So we have a good blocker and lethal in the air next turn, so this is fine. Journey is a nice answer to Faulkner. If he attacks with both, then he's dead, so... Right, Bubble Snare could be nice too, this forces a chump. And we also get to grow the Vine Gecko, so probably just lock this down. Maybe should lock down the other one since this has a nice passive ability, but yeah, this forces a chump, and we can get in for a guarantee 3, so... Alright, 6-0. Haven't gotten to any 6-0 so far, but yeah, in order to get 6-0, and to increase your win rate, just do bot drafts and just figure out how to exploit them. Essentially, draft blue in this format because the bots don't give a crap. So alright, 6-0. We're gonna do another second Zendikar Rising after this, but yeah, let's fire off this and move to the last boss. Let's go. Alright, so once we can get this, again, we'll do our second Zendikar Rising draft. And hopefully draft maybe a stronger deck or something a little bit more exciting. Hopefully the final boss, isn't too difficult to take down. Alright, Skyclave Squid, and then all we really need is Field Research to draw 2. I think I'll play the Umar Wizard as a tap land this turn, so I think that's fine. We'll just run this out, and then draw some cards, play Skyclave Squid, hit him for 3, and then draw some cards with Field Research, and hopefully we can get enough green to kick a Gnarled Colony. We'll see. I think we face against this guy already, not sure. And it's nice sometimes to have those creatures that can pick up your lands again to play them. Since in the late game they can be quite important. Blightblade is a really nice answer to this 3-2. I'm still going to attack first. I think it's fine trading for Blightblade since the Gnarled Colonies are going to hit a lot harder eventually. So fine with the trade. Opponent takes it, fair enough. And we'll Field Research into some green, and we did, so that's nice. We'll love maybe more spells now since I can end up flooding, and that can be quite awful. So red-green, usually the landfall deck, but this could be a party version, we'll see. Keeps up his mana, not sure what this implies. Alright, I guess I'll just attack and then run out the Vine Gecko. Rabbit Bite's also sorcery speed, so opponent decides to block and trade. Fair enough, we'll run out Vine Gecko, and next turn we can kick this for 4 mana. Not that really matters since we're planning to kick this for 5. Even if Vine Gecko dies, we still need a second green, but yeah. It's always nice to have this out too. For maybe a 5 mana Field Research if we get one. Or even a Tazim Royal Mage. Right, Vine Gecko's gonna bite the dust, fair enough. Card's great, uncommon. Tormenting Voice, interesting, alright. Discards the 7-drop because it's really expensive, and then we can at least kick a Gnarled Colony here to start applying some more pressure. You probably want to do this after I drop the second colony, because I might even just draw 2 with this as opposed to kicking this for 6. And hope the opponent doesn't drop like Phylath or anything too scary. Alright, Thundering Rebuke. Maybe this was someone we played against, not sure. I saw the same kind of removal spells. Alright, we'll just run second colony. Play more of our kicker spells. Hopefully no scary 6-drop like Kazandu Stomper. Sproutling can get back his Craig Plate Bailoff, which is a little bit concerning, but it is 7 mana to kick, and we do have a Death Toucher here, so that's quite nice. So let's run out the Death Toucher, play land, and then kick the Field Research and attack for 4. Tazim Royal Mage we can also get back our Field Research with, which is nice. And then if he tries to kick this again, I can just put the Death Toucher in front of it. Spellcraft, fair enough. And I'm fine just taking 3 here because I need to keep this back for the Bailoff. This has Hexproof, so that's a problem. I really also don't want to bounce the Sproutling, so this is fine. Just get back our Field Research so we can draw into more answers. Yeah, this has Hexproof. This is kind of like the anti-control card, so that's a problem. We also might need to keep up into the Royal to protect the Tajuru Blightblade as well. And the opponent can also start attacking for 3, but still stays back, I guess. Not sure why. Take 3. Sigo. Bubble Snare, but I don't really want to lock down a 3-3, so I'm just going to kick a Field Research here. And then run out a Risen Riptide, which is sweet, and then hopefully he doesn't have an answer to my Blightblade. And we're just going to say go. Guess this is 10 mana to kick to give haste. I guess it comes in with haste anyways, but if you kick it, it comes with 4/1 counters. Card's good, but again, it's pretty pricey. And it's very good against blue, obviously, but it's also a bit of a concern to cast. There's a Baloth, but we can block it with the Blightblade. Unfortunately, apparently we can't interact with it, so that's a bit of a problem too. So I guess it's just second Risen Riptide, and then we can also just do the thing where we cycle the Into the Royal on our Royal Mage end of turn, and then just recast it. I'm fine if he attacks with a 6/6. Guess I'll bounce the Tazim Royal Mage here to do our thing. Ooh, Falconer's quite good. So now we can try to win the game in the air, hopefully, so don't mind running out the Falconer. Also, don't mind running out the Low Mage's Familiar, since we do have a backup into the Royal. And then, yeah, we'll say go. Rabbit Bites, unfortunately trying to take on my Death Toucher. Right, I guess I have to bounce the Death Toucher here, and then take 6. We can just recast it and kick a Royal Mage, get back our into the Royal, so we can also attack with the 0/5s next turn and also gain 2, so it's not as bad as I think it is. So let's first of all start with a Royal Mage. Watch the triggers go off. And don't hit a second Tazim. Get back into the Royal. Run out the Blightblade. And then probably find just swinging with these 3, since the 2/5, 2/4 mostly wants to stay back on defense. Don't know what this is. Alright, sweet. So, yeah, blue is busted. Make sure you try to force blue in this format, or at least be in the Grixis colors. So, here, there you guys go. This is Dominaria 2.0, essentially. So 7-0, haven't had that in a long time, but we get to pull it off with a quick draft Zendikar Rising here, with a pretty solid, again, blue-green kicker deck. So just, just a slight overview. Let's add this to our collection. Just play all the things that say kicker on them, and other things that have reward you for casting Kicker. Cards like um, Divine Gecko is quite nice. Same with Low Mage's Familiar. That gains you life. Risen Riptide can hit pretty hard. Marasa Sproutling can also get some of your Kicker spells back. Yeah, we ran 17 lands, even with including the Umara Wizard as a land, dual face moto, and still did a lot of heavy lifting. So yeah, this is a really cool deck. Easy blue-green 7-0. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Claim our prize. And then we'll just do another quick draft Zendikar Rising to use up our gold at the very least. And then maybe do some more Kamigawa Neon Dynasty later. But yeah, let's fire our second one off. Let's go. And pack one, pick one, quick draft. Zendikar Rising, bot draft. Our rare is fine. Kargan Intimidator is decent. So yeah, you can use this to pump it. You could use the Kargan Intimidator to pump itself. You can use it to cause a creature that's unable to block your warriors, since it becomes a coward. And then Kargan Intimidator can also give another warrior trample. So it's a fine rare. It's not like an amazing card. It's a card you really want in a red-white warriors focus deck, because then the cowards can't block warriors claws can be a lot more relevant. But it's okay, you know. You can still choose one that has. I mean, when it says choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn, I mean, you can still choose all three of them, but you can't double the effect, of course. So this is a fine rare. Attendant Healer is quite powerful too. If you pick up the 3-drop, the Core Celebrant, and just start making a bunch of 1/1s with this can take over the game. Relic Axe, fine weapon for the red-white warrior stack if you're gonna try to force it. And then at common, not much else. There's Blood Beckoning, Nahiri's Binding, and Gnarly Colonies, but none of these are really top commons by any sense. They're all fine, but I still prefer the uncommons. So between both of these, which one do I prefer? I think Kargan Intimidator is, again, alright. 2-mana 3/1 isn't all that amazing. There's a Subtle Strike in this format that can mess with it, especially when you're tapped out. It can only pump itself, which is kind of awkward. You kind of have to force red-white to make it happen. And then the trample clause isn't really that relevant, since there's not a lot of high-powered warriors in this format. And then a lot of the red creatures tend to be low toughness. Also keep in mind the Grotog Bugcatcher, the warrior in this format, the 2-drop that gets +1/+0 for each party member, already has trample, so I don't think this card's that amazing. I might actually just take Attendant Healer here. If you ever pick up the Shepherd Heroes or Core Celebrants, or even the 2-mana 2/2, that Vigilance that has lifelink whenever you control Cleric, this can be quite powerful. Attendant Healer does feel more like a black-white gold card, just like how Kargan Intimidator, it feels more like a red-white gold card. But I think black-white overall in general is a better deck than red-whites, according to the data. So I'm just going to take Attendant Healer here, and maybe we can force red-white clerics. I mean black-white clerics, we'll see. Alright, so we see some good cards here. Shadow Skull Minotaur, pretty excellent if we end up in a heavy party-focused theme deck. So Black-Red is the deck that's known for being the most powerful party deck in this format. Blue-White is also quite good, but it's not at the same level as Shadow Skull Minotaur. We can also just take up Malakir Blood Priest. It does play very well with Attendant Healer, and, you know, it's an excellent 2-drop. So I really think it's both of these. Had we taken the Kargan Intimidator, I'd be looking at Shadow Skull Minotaur. But given that we took Attendant Healer, I think the next nice follow-up here is Malakir Blood Priest as an excellent 2-drop. Of course, this rewards you for more party members, but it's still decent even in a black-white, straight-up tribal Cleric deck, since it still drains for 1 and still triggers off the Attendant Healer. So I'll take Blood Priest over Shadow Skull Minotaur. Both are quite good. Alright, can we continue forcing black-white? We could with Ghastly Gloomhunter, but it's okay. It doesn't really count as a cleric. Kitesail Cleric is a cleric, however, it doesn't gain life, which is a bit of an awkward card. This card makes more sense in like a white aggressive party deck, like maybe white-blue or white-red sometimes, if you need a bit of the whole party synergy going. Umar Wizard is quite good, but it is 2 colors. I could also just take a Tazim Royal Mage in case we end up being maybe in either white blue or black blue. This is better in blue black, obviously, since you can get back more. There's more instances in sorceries in black as opposed to white. So this pack isn't all that amazing, unfortunately. The best common here is definitely Tazim Royal Mage. I could just take it here. I mean, Gloomhunter would make the most sense with our Tended Healer, but it's a card that we can pick up later, and it's not really that impressive as a 2-mana 1/1. Even if it gains life, it's just kind of underwhelming, unfortunately. The best card is probably Umara Mystic, but then we'll have to maybe abandon both our choices. So I'll just take another Tazim Royal Mage, a card that the bots also just highly underrate. So we'll take it here. Alright, so Acquisitions Expert is an excellent party card. There's also the Bug Catcher, which could actually be better. Vine Gecko is also excellent in Blue-Green Kicker. And then it's really between these three cards, I think. So this is interesting. Acquisitions Expert would keep us the most open. And we already have a Cleric and a Royal Mage to go with the whole theme, so we could end up maybe in the blue-black party deck. Vine Gecko is excellent too, but we don't have that many kicker cards. There's also Bug Catcher if we want to just force red-black. Could also be an awesome card too. Yeah, maybe given that Acquisitions Expert shares a color with us, we might as well just take it here over these other two. Generally, the most general powerful card could just be Vine Gecko. But I'm not sure if, again, blue-green is open. We just want to stay open and hedge our bets. And there's a chance we can still end up playing this in black-white if we pick up enough party synergy. So I'll take an Acquisitions Expert. The card's pretty decent. And then not much else here, unfortunately. Moss-Pit Skeleton is interesting. It's an okay card. Same with Prowling Feldar. There's a Risen Riptide for the kicker deck. I guess there's also Ardent Electromancer. If we end up black-red party, this card is quite good. I think this card is also a top 10 common. Mnemonic Sky Dancer is a little bit more, again, focused towards the whole blue-black mill plan, which we're not really setting up to be, unfortunately. We're more setting up to be some sort of party deck or black-white clerics deck for the most part. So I think the Ardent Electromancer makes more sense. And if we end up in black-red party, this card is quite good, so we'll take it here. So could just take Feed the Swarm. Demon's Disciple is a cleric, but it's not a very good one. It's okay, but edict effects aren't amazing, and the Malachor Blood Priest is just way better than it. So yeah, like seeing like Feed the Swarm, so we can maybe make the assumption that we want to be base black since we're seeing this late, and it's just a fine solid removal spell. Right, there's an Iridescent Hornbeetle card is actually quite good in the black-green +1/+1 counter deck, and adds best in the black-green +1/+1 counter stat deck. So it just makes a 1/1 green insect creature token for each 1/1 counter you put on creatures under your control this turn. So if you put two 1/1 counters on two different creatures, then I guess what's this at the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 insect creature token for each 1/1 counter you put on creatures. So I guess if you put two 1/1 counters onto a creature, you still make two of them. So yeah, this card is quite good, and it's pretty late, pick 7, so maybe black-green is open. Rest of the art cards is okay. Seafloor Stalker and maybe a blue-black party deck could be fine. Blood Price is okay, but yeah, we'll take a Iridescent Hornbeetle. Maybe we end up drafting black-green. And now there's this pack. Skulker, better if we have a bunch of rogues in the blue-black synergistic deck. There's also Subtle Strike. Also Field Research here, which is also just quite good. So interesting. I think it's between like Field Research and Subtle Strike here. Again, Acquisitions Expert is better off if we were more focused on the synergy. Field Research is just really good and powerful, though. We could just end up in a blue-black control deck with, again, a bit of a party package. I think I like enough over Subtle Strike. I'm just going to take it. Like, again, I'm not a big fan of the black-green deck. Like, sure, Subtle Strike has synergy with it, but if we can always pick up one of these later, and we don't want too many copies, it can be awkward in times. So let's take a Field Research. And then Bloodbecking is nice. There's also Subtle Strike and the Hagra Constrictor for the +1/+1 counter. So I guess it's kind of open, but still going to take my first Bloodbecking over it, since it's very important to kind of have your first copy in any black deck. Nice 2/4/1 in the late game. And could take a Bayeen Veil as a nice dual face land. Since there's not much else here, I guess there's a random Cleric or Chill Death which acts as a cleric for party purposes, but we're just more excited with the Malk or Blood Priest anyway. So yeah, we could just end up in this blue-black party control deck at the end of the day. Seagate Colossus is also fine. Party Payout, there's also Turn Timber, Ascetic, and Skyclave. Sentinel, we're not really subbed for a kicker deck at the moment. Seagate does reward us for more party members, I suppose. So it could also just be okay. It's not amazing, though. I know this card just takes a lot of work sometimes. Yeah, it's okay, but it's just very medium. Blue-black is also not the best party deck, honestly, since it's not gonna have a ton of diversity. I'm just gonna take the Turn Timber Aesthetic, the off chance we end up in some sort of black-green +1/+1 counters deck. Take a Marasa Brute, and then maybe just take a random spare supplies if we need some sort of filler card filtering. All right, so yeah, it looks like maybe we're just gonna end up in black-green or black-blue. Not sure. Kind of hate abandoning our first pick, but it is what it is, and we didn't see a ton of white. Also didn't see a ton of red. So maybe we just end up in blue-black control, most likely. We'll see. So Skyclave Shade is not a party member, but it's a good card if you play it out on turn 2. Later on, you can still kick it, and it comes in as a 5/3 that has to be dealt with eventually. The problem is that it can't block, however, which could be a problem, but it's just a recurring threat. And we're kind of in black, so I'm kind of just want to take the rare here. I think it's good. I don't think it's a bomb. There's definitely some cards you might still take over this pack one, pick one, like even the Into the Royal or Royal Eruption or even Deadly Alliance could just be better. But it's still pretty decent with what we're trying to do. It's an aggressive card though, so it's kind of awkward in a control deck, so to speak. Skyclave Plunder is also fine. It's not too different from a Field Research at common though. And then Cunning Geyser Mage is also decent, but I'll take a Skyclave Shade. And then, ooh, Glasspool Mimic is nice. It's a dual land, and then it can just enter as a battlefield as a copy of a creature we control. There's also Merfolk Falconer, so I think it's really between these two. There's also Second Field Research, I guess. Some fine black commons, but they're okay. Again, we can pick up the Cell Strike later, so it seems like blue's open. Between Glasspool Mimic and Falconer, it's pretty interesting here. I currently don't have that many creatures I want to copy. I don't need to copy Skyclave Shade. Knocker Blood Priest is fine, but it's not exciting. Same with Acquisitions Expert, and Tazim Royal Mage needs to be really cast with Kicker. So I'm kind of actually liking maybe just a Merfolk Falconer here as a nice top-end flyer. We also just don't have a ton of ways to kind of close out the game, honestly. Yeah, no big flyers here. Some okay cards. So could just use a Merfolk Falconer over Glasspool Mimic. I think they're actually kind of close in terms of power level. Of course, we're not a dedicated kicker deck, but it's just a good card overall. So I'm gonna just take the Merfolk Falconer here over Glasspool Mimic. Seems fine. And maybe we can against blue-black control. This pack is kind of okay-ish. Shepherd Heroes. Have we had White been open in our first pack, I'd be more excited to see this. But probably just gonna take a second Field Research here. It seems like we are going to just set up in a blue-black control deck at the end of the day, since blue just looked very open in our first. I mean, it looked a lot more open than white and green in our last pack. I guess there's also the Moss Pit Skeleton if we were to do the whole black-green thing. But again, I think blue-black is just better. So we'll just take a Field Research, move on. And Into the Royals, nice pick 4. Definitely underrated card from the bots, and this is the best common in the set. I definitely think you take this over over Royal Eruption and the Deadly Alliance. Even though it doesn't kill anything, it just puts you in blue, the best color in this deck in this format. Also, there's Shepherd of Heroes too. Some fine cards as well, but we'll take an Into the Royal. And then not much else here, unfortunately. I guess Cascade Seer could be fine if we're gonna have a bit of a party theme. We don't have a ton of rogues to really leverage the Skulker. It's a fine card. We're also seeing some late green cards here too, Colony Ambush and Nautic Colonies. But I don't mind just a Cascade Seer. We can have a bit of a party theme in the deck. Sometimes a bit of scrying doesn't hurt. And even if it enters battlefield, it still scries 1. Not an exciting card, but still a card I don't mind playing. Alright, second Acquisitions Expert is quite decent too. There's a Risen Riptide if we have more Kicker, but just going to take a second Acquisitions Expert. And then finally take our Subtle Strike here over Skyclave Squid. Love having my first copy. And then the Feed the Swarm pretty late too. I guess there's also Tazim Royal Mage. Just really between these two cards, I have to imagine. In terms of removal, our removal is not amazing. I guess this would count as interaction. Yeah, sure, I'll lose life, but, you know, this is kind of guarantee removal, whereas Tazim Royal Mage, yeah, sure, it can get back a removal spell or even a draw spell, but it's still pretty expensive to kick. And we're kind of a control deck, so we kind of need removal immediately, so I'm just going to take the Feed to Swarm here. And then, ooh, Skyclave Plunder pretty late, pick 9, alright, that's a gift. Again, we're going to have a bit of a party theme, it's not going to be heavy, but it's still going to be fine. It's still like 5 mana, draw 3 at its best, even if you don't... even if you only play the card for 1, you're still gonna draw some. You're still gonna get the extra value. So I'll take it here, and don't need a second Soul Strike, but I'll take it over Dreadworm, which I don't think it's all that amazing. And then drawing a Sinister is kind of whatever. And then Blood Price is okay, but we have double field research. Still gonna take it here just to cut off black. And then yeah, we're just gonna be a blue-black control deck. Ooh, Inscription of Ruin is quite excellent. At the very least, a worst-case scenario, it's a Mind Rots. It's a reanimation effect for 2 CMC, and then it's still kind of like a sorcery speed Vanquish a week. So yeah, this seems good. And if we can kick in the late game, even better. It's going to be how much mana? 7 mana to kick. We should be able to get there consistently in a control deck. So this is a really nice rare. What else is good? Fearless Fledgling is decent. There's also Kabira Takedown. If we were in black-white, Life Gain, Expedition Healer would be quite good. But going to take the Inscription of Ruin here. And then, yeah, don't hate a random flyer like the Expedition Diviner. Man, we're seeing white in this direction now. Core Celebrants, Sajiri Shelter. Also, green seems kind of open too. So, yeah, if white was a little bit more open in the first pack, I might actually consider these, but probably not. And Vastwood Surge is also quite a good card if we're going to go maybe multicolor, especially if we can kick this as a finisher. But we're still going to take Expedition Diviner. We're going to have a decent amount of wizards in this deck to enable it, so doesn't seem bad. Second Blood Beckoning could be interesting. Don't know if I need a second one. There's also Glacial Grasp. I don't think we're really a tempo-ish deck. We're not really trying to lock them down or mill them, so second Blood Beckoning could be fine. And then I don't think we need a third one. I guess we'll take our Glacial Grasp now. There's also Shepherd of Heroes. I don't know if I want to go 3 colors. It is a nice finisher, though. But still going to take the Glacial Grasp, I guess. And then, yeah, it's kind of funny. Because black does seem open, but now we're seeing some of these other good cards. Not sure here. Just going to hate draft this. Don't think I need third Blood Beckoning. Ooh, Late Malker Blood Priest, pick 6. Also wouldn't hate a Living Tempest, since we could, again, use more flyers to help us close out. But I don't hate the second Blood Priest here. Quite good. Quite a good card. Vanquish a Week is also quite good. Pick 7. Do I need a Vanquish a Week, though? That's the question. There's also Seafloor Stalker, which could also be a fine win condition, too. And we don't have that many win conditions. Blood Beckoning, I guess, can get back our creatures, but if our creatures get locked down, that's a bit of a problem. Maybe it's still the Seafloor Stalker over Vanquish. Like, we really need some ways to, I mean, but this is Vanquish a Week. I'm just going to take Vanquish a Week. We have double Blood Beckoning. We can try to loop back some creatures. Take a Shell Shield. Alright, so now we're getting kind of dry here in the pack. Maybe I need to play Dreadworm as a random Curve Topper. And then maybe a Mind Drain. Or Spare Supplies, who knows. Or Highborn Vampire. It's not amazing, though. Since, yeah, we're kind of at 22 cards here, so could use one more card. Drawing a Silencer actually doesn't hurt. It's quite expensive for what it does, but it does fit in our whole kind of a partyish theme in a sense. It's not amazing by any means, but maybe it's still better than like Dreadworm, which I find not all that impressive. Maybe we just run a random Highborn Vampire on turn 4 because we kind of need some more win conditions. Because again, our creature count is pretty low. We do have the double Blood Beckoning again to recur creatures, but it's still pretty low. So maybe we just run the Silencer, run the Highborn Vampire, and just call it. Actually, I guess we just need one more playable, so maybe the Silencer could be okay. Again, not an amazing card. Glacial Grass is also kind of interesting. I guess the Veil can count as a land too. so we can maybe still afford to throw in the random Highborn Vampire just to add in an extra threat. And also has a bit of party synergy with being a warrior. Again, not an exciting card, but I think it's okay. And then we can just run something like this. Again, I don't think we need second Stellar Strike. Mind Drain is better in like a blue-black deck that's looking to mill the opponent. Blood Price is kind of whatever. Dreadworm is kind of whatever. And then the mana base, probably just keep it even split, even though favoring black slightly more, but 9-8 seems good. Alright, let's give this a shot. So yeah, playing some junky filler cards, but again, I think they're still fine. Not sure if I'm going to get to 7 wins with this. But yeah, the Esper colors were open this draft. Alright, what's this? I guess we can play this tapped. And then, yeah, just curve out. We'll try it. Skyclave is always at its best on turn 2, so we'll play this tapped. Well, the Skyclave Shade can even tap a creature down. Malkur Blood Priest is decent, but I want to play it out once we have more party members, so this is fine. And I can just keep swinging for 3. We can Glacial Grasp his Fearless Fledgling. Pre-combat next turn 2 to slow him down. Alright, Stonework Pack Beast. So we do have a Cascade Seer, I guess. So we could also just run out the Malkur Blood Priest just to decides to trade. Interesting. Duelist, that's fine, I guess, but he should have blocked maybe. Right, that's interesting. I guess I'll mill 2 and then guess I'll just run out the Blood Priest to set up a better Cascade Seer. Alright, we only drain for 1, but I think it's okay. I could also trade for the 2-1 Patchwork Pack Beast here too, which I also don't think is bad. Opponent passes a turn, so yeah, I guess I'll just run out the Cascade Seer. Could also attack first. And then I guess I can still play this, but then I won't be able to double spell. Yeah, I'm just going to run out the Cascade Seer here, maybe set up the attack next turn. Don't hate second Swamp, and probably don't need Draw and Silencer. I do like Into the Royal though. So this is fine, and then do I attack here? Maybe it's fine, we'll get back eventually. Yep, just takes 3, fair enough. Opponent also might be missing land drops here. Runs out Skyclave Sentinel, fair enough as well. So do I just attack with all? I could also just attack with these 2. Could also just run out Acquisitions Experts, but first things first, let's attack with the 3-1. Takes it, alright. So now we can look at 3 cards in his hand and also keep up Into the Royal. Alright, Binding is fine, but he doesn't have double whites. Attendant Healer, I don't really like this. Yeah, I suppose it's going to be a little bit weird here, so I think I'm going to get rid of it, since it's just going to provide him so much card advantage and life gain. And he almost has his full party team, so he can run out Attendant Healer, but he doesn't have life gain at the very least. Could also just bounce his Fledgling just to slow him down, honestly. Although it won't be kicked, so I don't get any value, so maybe I still take 3. Card is, I guess, is only another target cleric. Fair enough. Right, I'll attack for 3. Opponent's probably going to use the Binding on the Skyclave Apparition, but I want to kick it. I guess I can still run it out, and then play it. He's going to use the binding on the Skyclave, but we can maybe bounce it back later. And we still have some decent blocks on the 2-3. Let's just run out this Skyclave Shade. I can also use Glacial Grass pre-combat if I want to, just to tap the Fledgling down if he manages to get a land, so we'll see. And he does, so we'll let that resolve and then see if he moves to combat. And we can even bounce this to step back off his counters. Make him discard the Bubble Snare. That's fine. And then probably just run out the Falconer now. And then, yeah, we'll say go. Can also attack for 3. He can then double block. So probably no attacks. I could also, again, kick the into a roll onto the Fearless Fledgling. I guess I can also start trading off creatures to also, right, opponent's just going to concede, fair enough. The Expert getting rid of the spoils was pretty huge. And then yeah, if we're playing against a blue-black mill deck, milling us is actually quite beneficial because if we get a Blood Beckoning, we can kick it and get our creatures back too. So that's the upside of having double Blood Beckoning, I suppose. Right, there's this hand, which is fine. Malakir isn't amazing on 2, but maybe we can field research and draw into something. We have Inscription to also answer something early. We're also on the draw. It's, again, the double Blood Beckoning is a little bit of a problem, but I still maybe think we can keep this, maybe start trading off some creatures and buy them back. So I'll try this. We also have the flexibility of Mind Rotting them, or using this as a Vanquish the Weak at sorcery speed. Seagate Banneret, okay. Ooh, Skyclave Shade, not bad. Might just want to leave with that instead, as opposed to the Malakir Blood Priest. Expedition Healer, alright, maybe we just need a blocker. So I'm down to just run out the Blood Priest instead, I guess. And then hopefully trade off here for maybe the Expedition Healer, I think, since Black-White is known as a life gain deck. Seagate Banneret is a little bit of an issue as well. Yeah, probably just need to get rid of this because Black-White is all about life gain and we can't allow him to just gain life over and over. So no mana for the field research, unfortunately, but we can run out this Shade at least. Can't block, unfortunately, so that's a bit of a problem. So we do need to hit our land drops. And then, which creature do I kill if I get my land? Probably the Seagate. Although, if he wants to spend his whole turn pumping it, that's fine. So maybe it's fine to just to cast a field research here instead. And then hold on to the Inscription for maybe a scarier creature. Because I do want to make it more likely to get my land drops, so I think running out the field research is fine. We can feed the Swarm the Seagates. Right, this is only mana value, right? So I guess we have to feed this or tap it down for the turn. I'll have to take 5 damage, which is a bit of a problem. I don't really have any follow-ups. So, this isn't really looking good. I mean, it's kind of now or never. I guess I'll just kill this now, take 5, and then hopefully we can stabilize, but it's not looking good here. I should maybe use this to tap it down maybe, and then did something more mana efficient the next following turn. And if he spends his turn pumping, we can Inscription it next turn. But yeah, the damage is definitely going to add up. So I guess we'll just Inscription. I could also just Mind Rot him. Mind Rotting also wouldn't be that bad, making him discard 2. Like, the damage from this is going to add up. Huh. But maybe that's the right thing to do. Maybe it's important to just take it out. I don't know. Let's make him discard 2. I think it's fair enough at this point. And then we can at least Blood Beckoning and get back our Malakir Blood Priest to stabilize a bit. And at least deal 3 to his face. He can still pump and hit me for 4, which is again a ton of damage. So yeah, this isn't really looking amazing for us currently. Diviner's not bad. Although if he pumps, we're dead, so kind of just need to run out the Blood Priest here. Get the Drain and then use the Glacial Grasp on probably the 1-3. And then if he wants to pump and hit me for 2, it's fine. I could also just chump here, which is, I think, okay. This forces them to pump. Vanquish is nice, so let's just Vanquish this now. And then let's just draw 2 cards. And then, yeah, we can even maybe kick Blood Beckoning or do something else next turn. Right, this is good. Let's get in there. Celebrant is going to help him stabilize. It can also block our Shade. I can Acquisitions Expert for 1, which I think I will. So let's just run this out. See how he responds. Could see a removal spell on this Expert, fair enough. And then probably just fine running out the Expedition Diviner. And we can even Blood Beckoning 2 creatures back. And we'll say go, no reason to attack. I could also just attack to put this in the graveyard, honestly. Ooh, Legion Angel, alright, hopefully he doesn't have a second copy. That can be a bit of a problem. So, yeah, I guess I'll just run out the Seer, hoping that it trades. And then, do I need second Expert? Probably not. I could also just Suicide this, honestly, since it can't block. I think I will, because I could just play out land and then just kick it the next following turn. So this is fine. And then, yeah, we'll say go. Hopefully no removal spell. Right, the Falconer is quite nice, so yeah, let's just run this out instead. And probably just need to stay back, because if he kills one of my flyers, then I'm gonna die. So we both draw a card, fair enough. Tazim Royal Mage isn't bad, and then we can use this to maybe kick an Inscription, perhaps, or deal the Legion Angel. But we're gonna have to lose a ton of life, unfortunately. I guess I can also just kick a Blood Beckoning here and then kick the Tazim Royal Mage, so I think we'll try that instead. Yep. Yeah, let's get back both of these. And I can just run them both out too. Probably don't need lands at this stage. And I can also get that back to Blood Beckoning with Tazim Royal Mage as well, so lots of interesting things. Don't know why, yeah. Didn't really want to run out the land, but I think we had to do so. Just a land, so, right. Get rid of it. Run out the Blood Mage. Drain for a decent amount, and I think I'm fine swinging in for 3 or offering to trade here because I can just buy it back. Yeah, let's just offer to trade. And then next turn we can still trade and again buy Tazim Royal Mage and then do a slow Blood Beckoning loop. Alright, let's run out land. I guess I can also just kick the Skyclave, which I think it's fine to do so as well. And then I can also keep up the into a roll. I think I'm fine attacking for 3 here. Don't mind trading this. Mind Drain is a little bit annoying. Alright, so I guess I can always just cycle into the Royal, maybe bounce his Lifelinker. I guess that's fine. Or I guess it's fine maybe just discarding. I definitely want to keep Royal Mage, so yeah. I guess these two can go then. The mill does kind of hurt, hate to say it. Feed the Swarm isn't bad too, we can take out the Core Celebrant, but that's a lot of damage. I don't know, let's just swing in with the Shade, I think. And then we can start trading off, use a Kick Blood Beckoning eventually as well. So this is fine. Yeah, we'll say go. Fine trading the Royal Mage at the very least so we can kick it and buy 2 creatures back again. Subtle Strike also isn't bad. Could Subtle Strike the Core Celebrant. Yeah, let's move to combat. Because I'm fine sending these. Yep. We just had this whole infinite loop going, so yeah. Royal Mage is excellent, so blue's also just excellent. Best blue common is Into the Royal, second best I think is Bubble Snare. Third is between like Field Research and Tazim Royal Mage for sure. And then like even the rest of the other blue commons like Expedition Diviner is solid. The Zulaport Duelist, which mills too, is a great enabler for blue-black. Even chilling the 1 mana, give a creature neg for nego, draw a card if you control Wizard is quite good as well. Yeah, blue has a lot of silly commons in the set. Backed up by black's removal. And then red is also quite good too. It doesn't have as much removal as black, and it's definitely the 3rd best color, but it has some good party payoffs, like the Bug Catcher, the Electromancer. Obviously, Royal Eruption is very good too. The 5 mana 4/5 that bounces the land back to your hand is also quite good too. What else is there in red? Yeah, red also has the Sneaking Guide, the one that gives like 2 powered creatures unblockable, which is quite a decent card too as well. So red's more about party and aggression. Black is more about just removing things in this format, and then blue is all about just overall just really powerful. Can play control, aggressive, aggro, and control. And then also pairs very well with white as a party deck. Pairs very, very well with green as a kicker deck. So the whole landfall thing is kind of in the last place in this format. It's fine, but the tribes, the 2-color tribes, the straightforward tribes like blue-black rogues, black-white life gain, blue-red wizards, and I guess blue-green isn't really a tri, but the tribals are definitely a lot more powerful than landfall in this format. And the party decks are also just better than landfall, simply because they're just easier to enable and the payoffs are better. Alright, we can keep this. I'll try it. Not sure which one I should lead with. Do I want the extra drain, or do I want the extra knowledge? Or just play out the shade, maybe that's better. I keep getting this on turn 2, it's just such a good card exactly on 2. Alright, fine, attacking first, not playing out the land, because if I play out the land, it gives them more info. And then, do I run out of field research here? I think I do. I do want to guarantee my land drop and maybe give me more options to play. Seafloor Stalker is fine. And Double Acquisitions Expert is interesting. So with Double Acquisitions Expert, I do want to maybe look deeper into his hand, so I think it's fine running out the Blood Priest first, as opposed to draining for an extra. Even though I'm dealing a little bit more damage, I think just getting this out is just better. So we can look at his hand twice again with another Acquisitions Expert. So maybe it's another blue-black party deck. Since making him discard one isn't all that amazing, but making him seeing two cards is quite nice. Definitely gonna get rid of his Mind Carver here. Especially if he's trying to mill us with a Rune Crab. Yep. But we do have the Blood Beckoning. Ooh, Tabarax. What's this? Whenever another non-token creature controls dies, put a 1/1 counter on Tabarax. Okay, if it's a cleric, he gets to draw a card, but if it's not a cleric, then he doesn't. So, don't mind just swinging in here. And if he does trade, I can just play this back with Kicker. If not, this is fine. And then fine just running out the Falconer. That's a big threat. And then we'll see go. Hopefully he doesn't mill our Blood Beckonings. This also adds to the party count, which is nice. Card's good, but it's more like a black-white gold card. It's going to be very difficult to get 5+1/+1 counters on it. But yeah, the upside of this is having multiple clerics, so you can just draw cards off of the clerics dying. So that's best in the black-white deck. It's okay in other decks, but it's not amazing. 3-mana, 2/2 flyer, it's fine, but not that incredible. Blood Price, ooh, main phase, alright. I don't mind that. Milling more of my goodies. And we drew a land, so if he trades for a Skyclave Shade, we should be good. So let's swing both these in. And I can, again, kick this to make it larger. Decides to chump with the Rune Crab, fair enough. Does he have a way to get back? I guess he does. He does put a 1/1 counter onto this. I guess I don't mind the acquisitions, although Skyclave Plunder here also wouldn't be bad. And I still have a lot of cards left in my library, so I'm going to run out the Skyclave here. And then Feed the Swarm doesn't hurt. So we get to put 3 of those in our hand, the rest in the bottom of our library in any order. Drawing a Silencer is also okay too. But I'm kind of liking maybe just Feed the Swarm, Blood Priest, and Tazim Royal Mage. Yeah, Blood Priest is just going to apply a ton of pressure. I could also again take the Silencer next turn. Tazim is better if we're trying to be more grindy. We do have Inscription in our graveyard, so maybe we do take the Tazim Royal Mage. And then maybe I'm fine running out of land anyways. because we could maybe use Glacial Grasp for next turn. Alright, Wind Robber, sure. Probably don't mind just feeding the Swarm on Tabrax first. Could also get a Wizard out, honestly, just to enable the better party. We can drain him for 3 next turn if we want to. Yeah, I'm just going to feed here on Tabrax, get that out of the way. I guess if I run out to... Yeah, I guess I have a Wizard already, so if I run out Blood Priest, he's still going to be alive, but it's going to put him at a pretty low life total. I guess we'll just Glacial Grasp here, and this might even guarantee lethal. Could also feed the Swarm, but I think I just want to surprise him with the Blood Priest here, so let's move the combat, and I think we're fine attacking. Could also see a Flash creature out of nowhere, but I think we still send in a team. Because he can just sack this in response and draw a card, honestly, so I'd rather just have him chump. Or trade. Alright, fair enough. Vanquish. Probably chumping the 4/4, but he's dead. He's gonna die anyways because we can just Blood Priest and kill him. So yeah, this is why this comment is just so good, and it didn't even matter. So all right, we're on a huge win streak. I think we're 10-0 right now. Haven't lost a single game. All right, 3-0. Let's keep this up. 4 more wins, and we can get another 7. Then we'll be 14-0. We'll see. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. Alright, what's this? We have Skyclave Shade on 2, Inscription and Vanquish as removal spells. Seems okay. No blue mana, but I'm always happy with Skyclave on curve, so we'll keep. Magbank Channeler, that's a good one. Do I just kill it now? We might want to save this for something scarier. And Skyclave Shade we can at least play on curve, so I think this is fine. And we might just Vanquish the 1/3. He could also use this ability to try to get some lands, which is fine, but I don't really want to again feed this. It's only 2 life though, but this can answer something again much more problematic, whereas Vanquish just lines up nicely against the Magmatic Channeler anyways next turn. So we'll see if he main phases the Magmatic Channeler. We can also Inscription at sorcery speed, but this could be kicked later, so it could be more interesting. Decides to equip a Scavenged Blade, sure. Alright, we'll take 3, so opponent's probably in an aggressive deck. Yeah, I'm fine using Vanquish here, since Inscription can maybe also make him discard. There was no 1-mana red pump ability, so he couldn't play around Vanquish or negate it, so. And if he kills this, if I get a land, I can just replay it for value, so. Man, I love the music in this set. It's so cool. They did a really good job with Neon Dynasty as well. Right, I guess we'll attack and then field research. If he takes out Skyclave, we can hopefully play out next turn. Also run the Blood Priest, but I think we need to hit our land drops. So, let's run out the field research. And we can even double Blood Priest next turn if we want to, or get our warrior out and play. Go my Vanguard. Does he equip? Yes, he does. Alright. I can always just play, what's this? Target creature opponent controls with power less than or equal to the number of warriors you control can't block this turn. Right, so the Blood Priest does line up pretty nicely against this 4-2. But I'm probably, let me think here, maybe better off doing something else. I could Inscription and Mind Rot. Maybe I'm just better off with the Diviner here. And then I'm fine still taking 4. So it needs to be the number of warriors he controls so I can still block the Gomafat Vanguard. So he needs to run out multiple warriors so my Diviner can't block it. Alright, see a Synchronize. Fair enough. Alright, land also doesn't hurt, so now I can play out the Highborn Vampire. Run out the Blood Priest. And then drain for 2, which is pretty sweet. And now the 2-1 can also hold off the 4-2, and he's kind of going to be behind on life, so that's good. I can eventually kick this for 7 mana, so I can just wait for 1 more land, and we can kick this and do some absurd things. I can't bring back any 2 CMC creatures yet, unless the Blood Priest dies. I could also just Mind Rot him next turn, honestly. Right, I think I'm fine trading here. It's a pretty good trade. And if he uses a pump spell, that's fine too. Since I can Inscription, buy this back next turn, Mind Rot him, and take out the Goma if we get a land, and we get a land off the top. So first things first, let's attack. Run out land, and then let's just kick the Inscription, and then hopefully watch the opponent concede. This is what we call a 3-for-1. So silly. Alright. This is what happens when you know the set. You can do some silly things if you know what this format's about. Punish those people who don't understand it. Reap the rewards and benefits. Alright, yeah, let's move on. So we're at 99th ranking. So currently we went 7-0 the first one, now we're 4-0, so we're 11-0 currently. Yeah, all I can say is let's keep up the train. Might do one more Zendikar Rising, since I still have a lot of time for these videos, and the games go by pretty quickly, so we'll see. Not sure if I'll do a 4th one, though. I can even use the 1.5k to do a traditional draft if I want to as well, so yeah. Alright, well, we don't have any black mana, nothing early to cast, no Skyclave, so I think that this is a mulligan. This hand's a keep. Yeah, I'll try it. Probably fine, maybe ditching a land here. Although we have a lot of card advantage, so we probably need to hit our land drops, and we also have Kicker. So between, I think we want to removal. Maybe Acquisitions Expert has to go. It's nice with the whole party theme, though, so not sure. Maybe I do just ditch a land and hope to get lucky. Yeah, I'll risk it here. Let's ditch a land. I don't like to do this, but I don't like to give up my spells. And probably fine running out the Blood Priest first so we can dig deeper in his hand to see what's up. Skulker's not bad. Fine attacking for 2. And yeah, let's just look at his hand here. Or we only get 2 cards, but still pretty useful. Alright. Gotta land out at least. His own Acquisitions Expert. Alright. Rip land. Yeah, I think the land has to go. As much as I like using... Alright, Skyclave can help us refill. Don't want to Inscription here, it doesn't do anything. I think I'm just going to pass the turn. Nor do I want to use Feed the Swarm on any of these. Of course, you could have a Blood Beckoning. Skitter Sneak, I don't mind using Feed on. Vanquish is also quite a nice answer. I think I'll use Vanquish on Nimana. Because again, there's a chance we could actually end up mind rotting him. And this was a really good effect, so. Okay, he runs up all of his creatures. He can start milling me with this though. So I could feed the Swarm on this, but this is a good opportunity to run the Inscription and make him discard 2. So let's just do it now. And we can feed on the Relic Golem next turn. But yeah, making him discard 2 is really sweet here. Could see maybe a spell at instant speed, hopefully no Subtle Strike. Yeah, you could have a Subtle Strike, which kind of sucks into the row. Alright, that's fine. Sets me back a bit, but it's not the end of the world. Opponent's deck also looks pretty good. So opponent can mill me next turn. But I can Malakir and feed on the Relic Golem. And I'll just take 2. So opponent in this dedicated blue-black rogues deck. Rune Crab is scary too. Between Relic Golem and the Rune Crab, they're both quite scary. Let's see here. Huh, this is kind of rough. Which one is worse? Guess this is worse because he can start attacking with it. Yeah, let's feed on the Relic Golem. It's fair enough. He can mill me. This can mill me more, obviously, but if this can attack and block, it's a bigger problem. So let's just get rid of this now and say go. Yeah, this is probably the best deck we've seen so far. Don't want to draw too many cards, but I think we need to run out the Skyclave here. And then, yeah, I want the Blood Beckoning, the Glacial Grasp, and the Silencer. Silencer can also take out the Rune Crab once we have another extra party member, so we'll see. And I can even kick the Blood Beckoning to get back to Zine Royal Mage and do some silly things. Right, I guess I'll take a bit of a beating from the Expedition Skulker now. And Soaring Thought Thief to start milling me, alright. So the Soaring Thought Thief is also a problem. So now what, I guess we want to kick the Blood Beckoning to get our stuff started. Or I guess I can just run out the Blood Beckoning for 1. I guess I can Glacial Grasp the 3-2 or something here to prevent a little bit of damage, draw a card, and then we'll see what we get. I don't really like to main phase this, but I think it's okay. And then I guess we'll just play out one Blood Beckoning here, unkicked, get a Blood Priest back, and then Sigo. So I need to take out the Thief and the Rune Crab, so it's not going to be easy, especially since I'm kind of low on cards. And I do need to set up a board state against this Soaring Thought Thief, so... Also, we could use more lands as well, so... Not in the best position. Expedition Diviner's not bad. Guess I'll run that out first. And then, yeah, I could just Blood Beckoning and get back Royal Mage to maybe get the loop going eventually, so we'll just use up our mana while we can. Probably need to chump next turn, although I don't really want to chump. Opponent has been missing land drops, so he's just drawing spells. Right, I'm hoping this 3-2 can block the 2-3 and trade. And then I'm just going to take 5 here, since I need to keep my party member around for maybe a potential draw and silencer to take out another creature. We'll see. Could see a Subtle Strike here too. Alright, there we go, Subtle Strike. This stays alive, so that's pretty good. Alright, we're just dead. Good games. The opponent got us pretty nicely. Yep. So, yeah, the best deck we've seen so far. And our first loss, so I'll take it. Rune Crab. Soaring Thought Thief. Skulker, all really good. And we were on the mulligan in that game too, so it didn't really help. I mean, we did make him discard 2 Mind Rot, but at the same time, yeah. We were getting milled and didn't draw into many goodies, unfortunately, so... Our only hope was to take out the 2-3 immediately, and then hopefully eventually take out the crab. But then it's gonna require another removal spell, and by then I think we might actually just end up getting milled or and decked. So. Right, well, we need some more lands. We're on the draw, though. Blood Priest on 2 isn't the worst. Once we get our 4th land, we can maybe drop the Diviner. I'll try. I'll keep it. It's a little bit risky, but I think I can hopefully draw into some lands, curve out, and then run a Skyclave Plunder. We can even buy back our creatures with the Blood Beckoning, hopefully, so... It's kind of questionable, but being on a draw with both our colors, I think it's okay. If we get the Skyclave, that's also fine. Pulling also mulligans. Interesting land. What is this? Base Camp. So he can use this to cast party members of any color. Interesting. Alright, so probably just run out the Blood Priest first. Could also run out the Acquisitions Expert first, but the same argument. I think I just like to maybe spy onto his hand a little bit deeper, and then if he attacks, do I trade? Probably it's a good trade. Even though I did state that could see a Subtle Strike here too. Yeah, I think I'm blocking this. Card is just too scary, and we can always buy our guy back, so... So yeah, at the same time, yeah, we could have played this earlier, but I think it's fine. And And then we can even run out the acquisitions experts, take 3, run out diviner, maybe trade and blood beckoning everything back. Again, I don't get the draw from this, but it's still fine. Right, let's stitch this into the royal, let's get rid of it. So that's nice, and then, yeah, we'll say go. Could also use this for 1 mana. Skulker, that's fine. Take 3. Skyclave Shade, but unfortunately can't block, so Skulker comes out, and I'm fine trading for this Cunning Geyser Mage here. We don't get the draw card, but it's okay. We can always just kick and buy everything back. Could see a removal spell on the 3/2 as well, which would kind of suck. So I might just want a Blood Beckoning for 1. Ooh, decides to sacrifice. Alright, I'll take that. That's a 2 for 1. And then we also just get a nice 2 for 1 here by getting back both of our creatures. Still, again, gonna take some damage, but next turn we can, if we get a second land, we can deploy them both. And just grind the opponent out of resources eventually. He could just be sandbagging some removal spells at the very least. Royal Mage unkicked, interesting. Alright, so I guess we'll just play land, play out the Diviner, run out the Blood Priest, Drain, and then we can just trade for the ground creatures and be alright. We can even silence their next turn. And once we get a Royal Mage, we can loop Blood Beckoning, or if we get our second Blood Beckoning, we should be fine. Alright, we could also feed the Swarm. I think I'm just going to round the Silencer now. Just deal with the 3/2. And then I'm fine attacking with both of these. Fine with the trade as well. The 1/2 also holds off the 2/1. So opponents this Grixis deck. Very interesting. Bubble Snare, it's fine. Alright, we can Blood Beckon again. Probably not. I think I'm just going to run out the Skyclave Plunder. Could also grab a land with it just to run out our Shade. Yeah, I don't hate Field Research. Don't hate a second Acquisitions Experts. I guess Subtle Strike is pretty good too. Even though I can't run any of these out, I think it's fine. Then we can just attack for 2. Next turn we can use Subtle Strike, maybe turn the Acquisitions Expert into a real threat. Alright, man, we have so many answers. Alright, first things first, let's Expert. Well, rip Roost of Drakes, the Mythic Uncommon. And then now we can Subtle Strike. And then this one didn't enter, so this was the one that can attack. Yeah, we can just essentially just outgrind this opponent. Could also kick this, but grinding this out as a 3/1 is fine. So yeah, we were just outvalue him completely. Buy back our creatures, replay them. The Kazul's Fury 2 for 1ing me was pretty good for me, since I was again just able to kick back and kick the Blood Beckoning and get my creatures again. So yeah. So not the most optimal strategy. If it wasn't Into the Royal, I might have been a little bit scared since my life total was diminishing. But yeah, so currently, yeah, 5-1 or 12-1 if we would count our first 7 matches. And then probably do one more Zendikar Rising draft after this is over. Alright, opening hand seems okay. Curve acquisitions into field research into Cascade Seer seems fine. Alright, get rid of a solid 2-drop. Could kill that. I'm probably just better off just casting field research for now. Save this for a scarier creature later. And we can run out Cascade Seer and Scry 2. Relic Golem, alright, that's a problem. It can't block though. But it's going to become a problem nonetheless. I still think we run out the Cascade Seer here in Scry 2. Hopefully find an answer to this. Skyclave Plunder isn't bad. Blood Beckoning is fine too, but I just want to draw the Skyclave Plunder and maybe look deeper, and we have a second Blood Beckoning anyway, so this is fine. Could also keep up Subtle Strike and maybe Veil next turn as well. Scarcely giving this Death Touch, but this is a pretty good answer to Vanquish. So I could also stay back next turn, and then just use Vanquish at instant speed and keep up Baying Veil if something goes wrong. Could also kill this now and hit for 3 or 4, but then I don't get to set up the ambush, so I'm just gonna say go. Mind Drain me, alright, fair enough. I'll let this resolve, and then... yeah, maybe Veil can go, it's fine, but... opponent's tapped out, so let's just get rid of these two. Maybe I should have gotten rid of Subtle Strike, not sure. Subtle Strike also isn't bad. Alright, another acquisitions, but probably just gonna Skyclave here. Shade we can... yeah, I don't hate any of this, but I do need my double black, so let's get our land. Field research. Shade isn't bad, but I do need to... I think these cards are just better here. And then, yeah, I'll swing for 3. We're getting dangerously close to 8 cards, so this Relic Golem can start attacking if I'm not careful. Line Carver is fine. So we probably want to into the roll up for the 6/6. Opponent can mill also to grow this Skulker, fair enough. 5 is a lot of damage, alright. It's not easy, alright, so we can kick the into a roll for 4. Probably just do it now so he doesn't get to untap with it. And then, we might find the taking damage. Let's just run the Blood Priest first, I guess. And then, yeah, probably just need to trade here, although... yeah, probably just need to trade against this Skulker. So a lot of damage can add up. Could also have something, but I think the black still is fine. Skitter Sneak, kind of annoying. So I could just Expert here. I could just offer a 2-for-1 by using the Expert. Could also just get back and into the Royal, or even Vanquish the Weak. Although this is 4 power. So this is interesting here. Do I mind a 2-for-1? It's not great. But there's not much else for me to do. I guess I can Royal Mage here. This gives the +1, +3/+0, unfortunately. So it's not easy. I'll be taking 4 next turn, so maybe I do just Subtle Strike and offer a 2-for-1. Again, not great, but I think it's, again, okay. And probably don't need to kick this field research at this point. Drawing 2 is fine. I guess I should have drawn first, but it's okay. We can kill that with feed. Could also glacial grasp it, honestly. But I'm kind of just liking feed here, and then we don't have blood beckoning, unfortunately, in the graveyard, but we can draw towards it. So maybe it's fine using feed here. And I guess we want to get back like a field research. Opponent just concedes. Wow. Well, I guess we were just had too much value. We had a blood beckoning, but it was in the bottom of our library, so that it would have been a pretty deep dig towards the second blood beckoning. But I still think maybe getting for the field research was the right thing to do. But luckily, the opponent just decided to concede because he was just annoyed with our deck. So, right. So we're essentially 13-1 currently so far. So final boss. Let's do this. Alright, apologies there, folks. I'm just going to run out the normal land. I don't know if I need to run the Bane Veil or even care, since we're about to hit our 4th land drop either way. And then we can run the Shade on curve, which is really sweet. If he kills this, we'll just play land and just recast it, so... Shadow Stinger, I could feed the Swarm. I think I'm going to feed it here, because it's going to be pretty annoying if it sticks around anyways. Since even if I don't, since it blocks a 3/1 and it can end up milling me, so I think it's a reasonable turn to just get rid of it. Next turn we can run out the Vampire to get our Warrior creature online, or our Warrior type. Protector is okay. But fine, attacking. Definitely not going to block because he knows I can just recast it for more value, so. And next turn, Vampire plus Bane Veil could do some work. Or I can just draw first with the field research, of course. And Mirror Captain, that's a good one. And it's going to, although it's only going to become a 3/3, still going to just take 3 here. You could have a Practice Tactics as well. That could be kind of annoying. I think we attack first. And if he blocks, I think Veil's fine. Just use his Practice Tactics. Well, that's annoying. Saw that one coming. Alright. And he's probably not going to block the 3/1. Yeah, I guess we'll just run out the field research and then draw with the mount and then drain with the blood priest. So we'll just draw 2. Or just find a removal for this. But blood priest is alright. We can still trade for the 3/2 and take 3 in the air. And we can even kick the blood beckoning to get back both creatures next turn too. And then just rerun the blood priest. Hopefully no Subtle Strike, or else I'll be taking 6 Seagate Colossus. Well, that's kind of scary. Alright, so that's going to hold off my 3/1 for now. So now what? Probably need the 2/1 back as a chump blocker. I don't really want to kick a Blood Beckoning here. I could kick a Field Research. I could also Skyclave Plunder. I probably just want to kick a Field Research since that's more mana efficient, and hopefully find an answer to this 7/5. Another play I could have done was also just attacked, and then just play this kick, but then it's going to use up my whole entire turn. So I'm probably just going to chump with them 2/1. If he attacks with Vol, okay, never mind, I guess I'm just dead. Well, it's not often you just get smashed for 1,000,000, but I'll take it. Alright. Final boss wasn't too kind to us. Hopefully the next one will give us our win. So, yep, we're currently at 6-2 now, or 13-2. Alright, opening hand seems okay. We have a Skyclave Shade on 2 again, so can't say no to that. Opponent's also playing blue, so you could have the 1-drop, especially with the pause. He could have the one that gives again the -1/-0. Still gonna run out the Shade since they can attack into it and still trade. If he tries to counter this again, I can buy it back next turn. So if he has Destroyed with Disruption, it's fine. I don't think Anti-Cognition exiles either. So we'll give him a chance to counter this, and yeah, realizes this is not a good creature to counter, so. But he's definitely holding on to counterspell, so first things first, let's move to combat. And let's attack. If he has a flash creature, yep, he has it. It's still going to be a trade, so even if he blocks, I'm just going to replay it. So it's not necessarily the best creature here, and he just takes it, so fine. So probably, yeah, do I get the extra drain, or do I want the extra card? Probably the extra card. So let's just run out the Blood Priest here while we can. So yeah, not the most efficient use of Zulaport. It does denied for 1 turn and deals 1 damage, but still also not that amazing. And then I'm fine attacking here. We can even kick the Into the Royal. If this trades is also okay. So do I do it now? Probably fine doing it now. Before he untaps and has a counterspell active. So we'll set him off a whole entire turn. Well, Charks is a good one. could always just tap it down, however, and I think I'll do main phase. It seems fine enough. I guess there's a ward right. Yep. Yeah, that's a problem. So I can wait until end of turn. This is rough. Guess I'll just Acquisitions Expert, and then we will tap down maybe the Surefoot Infiltrator end of turn instead. I could still attack with both and then just offer to trade here for the Blood Priest. Right, has 2 of these creatures. They're both pretty annoying. Infiltrator costs a bit more. Probably just get rid of the Infiltrator. And then we'll probably just use Glacial Grasp on the Risen Riptide end of turn just to cycle. But just keeps up all of his mana, so that's kind of awkward. Alright, I guess I can Subtle Strike now. Maybe that's fine. And then probably put a counter on the Expert just to diversify my damage. And see what he has here. I think he has another one. I'm just going to feed the Swarm here, actually. Let's get rid of this. And hope it resolves. So it's probably another Duelist, so I think I'm just going to attack for 2. It's a pretty strange turn here. Alright, he has a Sky Dancer, fair enough. However, the problem is it doesn't really block well into the 2-3, so I'm glad I actually didn't attack with all my creatures there. Alright, Low Mage's Domination is quite good. Unfortunately, he can't block, so opponent needs to be careful about that. So now we can look at his final card in his hand with the Acquisitions Expert. And get rid of his Tazim Royal Mage, I think. Yep, because I can get back his other card. And then, am I fine trading Blood Priest? I think I can, because the 1-2 can just, the 1-2 can block the 3-1 anyways. So I don't really care if he Low Mage just dominates it. We'll say go, we can trade the 1-2 for the 3-1 and then just Blood Beckoning everything back. That card's fine. Skyclave Plunder is pretty excellent. You love to see it. Ooh, a lot of goodies too. Inscription and another Blood Beckoning, alright. And I can even kick the Inscription next turn, so yeah, we'll say go. Can kick the Inscription, take out Risen Riptide, make him discard 2, and bring back one of our creatures, so it's probably just game over here. So let's kick the Inscription, and we're probably going to see a concession. Could also kill my own 3-1, but the Riptide is a little bit more annoying. Doesn't even try to anti-cognition. I guess it's only creatures or planeswalkers, right? Yep. Oh yeah, it doesn't deal with non-creature spells, so that was pretty nice. Ooh, kicked Inscription, that's a sweet one. I guess it's not kicked, sorry, he's only going to scry 2 and draw 2. Yeah, he couldn't afford to kick because he needs another playable here, but yeah. If he can't play anything, then he's just dead. And we got him, sweet. Alright, nice, another 7 wins. And maybe I do just stop now. Not sure. I'll probably have to just speed run the draft if I'm going to do a third one here, since I did use up a lot of times going AFK to grab my tea in the second draft. But if I can speed run it fast enough, we can still get up to enough. We can still get up to do our third draft here. And I think I will, given that I don't really like to put these out regularly. So, yeah, I guess it's deck limit reached. That's fine. I don't think I need to record this deck because it's just really straightforward. Overview, just a bunch of removal, value, and recursion, card advantage. Win conditions could be a little bit of an issue, but we do have the Falconer and Expedition Healer, Javire Nest Flyers. We can still, like, drain the opponent with the Blood Priest, tap their stuff down, kill their stuff, and then just try to chip in for some damage in this sort of deck. So, yeah, just your nice Dimir party control deck here. So, yeah, one moment. Right, just collect our prize, and then, yeah, maybe we just do one more. Just to round out this quick draft, and then do maybe another Neon Dynasty before New Capenna comes out, so, yeah, let's fire this off again. Pack one, pick one, quick bot draft, Zendikar Rising. We opened up a fine rare. Crawling Barrens isn't bad. It's okay, fine mana sink in the late game, but a lot of mana to invest, so it's not the easiest to get going, but still a solid card. I guess there's Roost Drakes, the Mythic Uncommon, which we're definitely going to pick here. Blue's the best color in this format. Blue also has a lot of kicker spells, so even if you don't end up in the blue-green kicker deck, which is just focused on kicking a bunch of creatures, kicking a bunch of spells, I mean, if you end up in even like blue-whites or blue-red, you shove enough kicker spells, and then if you kick this on turn 4, you should still make a 2/2, so it's better if you can just kick this immediately and then just follow it with more kicker spells to just go off. So Rooster Drakes is the Mythic Uncommon, definitely going to be our slam dunk. Veteran Adventure is also quite good, but green doesn't really have that much of a good party theme going on. You'll still run it, even in a deck that's light on party members, because it's just a good 6-mana 5/5, but it's also just okay. Yeah, just take Rooster Drakes over Crawling Barrens, I think, and move on. Finally get to open this. Okay, Deadly Alliance is quite good. It's the best common in this pack, along with Stonework Pack Beasts if we were more focused on party members. Iridescent Hornbeetle's fine too. Sometimes in the blue-green kicker decks, there's some creatures that can come in with +1/+1 counters. Like, for example, the Gnarlet Colony, and then this can work. But it's still best in the black-green deck that's full of 1/1 counters. Risen Riptide, also quite good in the blue-green kicker deck, but we're still just going to take Deadly Alliance here. And then, since it's the best black common, and yeah, we can still end up blue-black with a bunch of kicker spells, and this is just really excellent removal spell. Even without that many party members, it can still be like 5-mana kill a creature, and that's at instant speed and it's quite decent. So we'll take a Deadly Alliance here. Right, well, Storing Thought Thief is excellent, same with Amara Wizard, same with Low Mage's Familiar, so 3 excellent uncommons, and they're all quite good. At common, Subtle Strike, Ghastly Gloom Hunter, and Cascade Seer are definitely a bit below these 3, and then between all 3 of these is kind of interesting. We do have a blue and black already, so we could just force blue-black with Storing Thought Thief, and blue-black is the best deck in the format. We can also stay open with the Amara Wizard just as a fine land, but maybe it's just worse than the Storing Thought Thief and the Low Mage's Familiar, even though it keeps us the most flexible. I wouldn't say this is a blue-red card, because blue-red cares about instances, sorceries, and wizards, but yeah, it's good. It's a land, and you can play it later as a 4/3. But maybe I'm fine just to force blue-black, since that's the best deck in the format anyways. This is a lot better than Umar Wizard. It's not as flexible, but it has the highest upside. So I'll take a Soaring Thought Thief. Maybe drop blue-black this time. Hopefully get a busted one. And then Into the Royal is great. Also don't hate Blood Beckoning here. Skyclave Relic, not amazing. But if you can kick it, you can make a bunch of mana, which is going to be at its best in blue-green. Especially with the land that helps you ramp. And then there's Cascade Seer, which is fine, but we'll take an Into the Royal, the best blue common. Best common overall. Alright, and Mind Carver, if we were focused on a blue-black deck, could be quite decent too. Best card in this pack is probably Expedition Healer, but if we're going to be set for the blue-black mill deck, this card is quite solid. Especially if you can just start milling them, getting more than 8 in the graveyard, 8 or more, you can just enhance like any creature and turn it into a powerful threat. So I'm down to try this out over a Mind Drain, which we can pick up later. This is also a fine enabler for blue-black, since it's, again, looking to mill and play a bunch of rogues. But we'll try Mind Carver here. It's another payoff. And this pack just kind of sucks. I don't know, just take a spare supplies, I guess. Skyclave Sentinel, if we end up in some sort of kicker deck, could be solid. Living Tempest is kind of replaceable. Spare is not too different from just a field research, which we can pick up later. And don't ever play base camp. So I'll take a Sentinel, put in the sideboard. Alright, this card's excellent in black, green, black, white. Otherwise, there's not much here. We don't have many wizards for Chilling Trap. Blood Price is not too different from just a card draw spell in a not too different from in a field research in blue. So I'm just gonna take a Relic Vial in case we somehow end up in black white. And then, alright, Glacial Grass versus Nama's Skitter Sneak. Skitter Sneak is okay, but I'd rather just have the enabler over the payoff. Been kind of impressed with the first copy of this card. Honestly, it just does so much, locks them down for a turn, you draw a card. So when in doubt, you just take the cheaper card. Also pretty late, Moss Pit Skeleton. But yeah, Glacial Grass I do like over Skitter Sneak, especially my first copy. And then if we end up with multiple wizards, the Chilling Trap doesn't hurt. Nice way to draw a card in cantrip if you control wizard and maybe get a nice 2-for-1. And in case we still end up kicker, we can take a Risen Riptide. Gloom Hunter is also fine, I guess. A fine spell you could also kick. Better in like a black-green deck that has kicker synergy, so I'll take a Riptide here. And then, yeah, in case we do end up with, I don't know, maybe blue-black with a bit more kicker, Gloom Hunter could be fine. Take another Risen Riptide. So we could also just beast up for blue-green. Another Skyclave Sentinel doesn't hurt. Seems better than the other card, so we'll see. Now there's this pack, which doesn't have anything too amazing. If we're focused on rogues, the Surefoot Infiltrator makes a lot of sense. Constrictor for black-green, same with Skyclave Shadowcat. There's also a Tended Healer for the black-white life gain deck, which plays very well with our Vial, but it would be we would have to pivot. And it's definitely the strongest card in this pack. If this was pack 1, pick 1, I would take it, but we're probably just better off with the Infiltrator to help along with our Soaring Thought Thief, and then hopefully we can just make this unblockable consistently to leverage card advantage. So, take an Infiltrator. Alright, I do like the Black Bloom Rogue. Coveted Prize is pretty bad. There is Sign of the Swarm, best in the black-white life gain deck. Captain's also quite good. But I don't hate the Black Bloom Rogue, another payoff for the mill deck, and just an excellent creature. Plus, it's a dual land. We can also play tapped over the Sky Dancer, which would actually be my second pick here. But I'm going to take the Black Bloom Rogue, so... Alright, we'll take a Feed the Swarm. Pick 3 was nice. Relic Vial is also quite decent as well. We'll take Feed. And then take a Deadly Alliance, pick 4, which is quite nice, so good sign that black is open. And we did see a decent amount of blue in the first pack with an Into the Royal pass to us, so yeah, I don't think blue is cut off, but second Deadly Alliance is quite excellent, so this is good. And yeah, I think we take a Blood Beckoning now, given that we need our first copy, or a Sky Dancer. I do need more enablers for the whole rogue synergy, otherwise cards like Mind Carver aren't amazing. Black Blue Rogue also wants 8 in the graveyard, same with the Soaring Thought Thief. And then this is also nice with the Infiltrator, so I think I take it over to Blood Beckoning. I don't like more than one unless I have the Royal Mage. Usually one is fine enough, so I don't think I need a second one here. I also have double Deadly Alliance and Defeat the Serpent already, so I think I take the Sky Dancer over Blood Beckoning. Although this has synergy to Roost, but I think it's just important to get the enablers for blue-black down. And then Skulker's nice, pick 6. Adds best in blue-black, where you have a ton of rogues. And this game gained Death Touch, and we got Blood Beckoning anyway, so that's quite good. Also, Bug Catcher's in probably the second best red common. But we're just going to take our Blood Beckoning. And then, I do like Zulaport Duelist in the blue-black decks. Another good enabler and a nice combat trick. Skyclave Plunder, better off if we were, again, in the blue-black party control deck. But this time around, I think we're just going to end up in the blue-black rogues deck. So I'm going to take the Zulaport here. And then not much else here. Take the random flyer. Best card is like Electromancer, but we're not moving into that direction anytime soon. Sneaking Guy is also quite a cool card, making those bug catchers unblockable. Alright, so the deck is shaping out really nicely. We have a lot of our cards. Hopefully next pack we can round everything out with some more powerful cards. We'll see. Well, Maul is a bomb, but we're still going to take either Tazim Roll Mage or Feed the Swarm in this pack. There's also Subtle Strike here. Honestly, I don't hate the Tazim Royal Mage. It isn't a rogue, but it does help with the Blood Beckoning loop that we might want. Maybe this deck just wants a second Feed the Swarm, though, since we're gonna be more tempo aggro oriented. Like we're just trying to get on the board early as opposed to leveraging value, so we probably just want the removal spell just to clear blockers out of the way so we can eventually just kill them in the air. So maybe we take the Feed the Swarm here. I don't like multiples sometimes because the life loss can be detrimental, but yeah, I think it's what our deck is trying to do, so I'll take second Feed over Royal Mage. It doesn't hurt to take a second one. And we're not really a party deck for the pack Stonework Pack Beast. We also aren't that much of a party deck for Acquisitions Experts, but I don't like I don't think I need second Blood Beckoning or Drana Silencer. Veil's also okay, but we do need to lock up on playables, so I'll take an Expert. It is a rogue, and it's still 1-for-1, so not all that impressive in this deck, but it's fine, and we'll take a second Roost Drakes, which the bots definitely don't value. We don't have a ton of kicker, but still good enough that we just take it. And then we'll probably just want a second Zulaport to enable our deck, and another rogue. And probably take our Tazim Royal Mage now as another kicker spell that goes along with Roost Drakes, and then can again get back our Blood Beckoning loop. Same with a removal spell, so this seems good. And then take a Patchwork Stonework Pack Beast, although probably not going to be amazing. Synergy of the Acquisitions Experts. It is still a rogue, however, so it's still fine with the Skulker, still fine with the Soaring Thought Thief, and yeah, I guess with the Surefoot Infiltrator. So you know what, I'll take it over a Shell Shield. I mean, it does have kicker, but I think Pack Beast is still a fine 2-drop. We do have a Chilling Trap already. We don't have a ton of wizards, so maybe Deliberate in case we need it. And then, ooh, there's another Stonework. Probably don't hate the Mind Drain here. Again, we just want to leverage and put enough stuff in the opponent's graveyard. We do have some enablers already, so I don't actually hate the second Pack Beast. In terms of creature counts, we're at 10, so we're kind of light on creatures. We might have to play this Ghastly Gloom Hunter as just a random creature, although it's not amazing. So it's between really these two, I think. I think it's just Stonework, just to get on the board early, get more 2-drops going. Although, again, the Mind Drain doesn't hurt, actually. If we count the Roost Drakes as creatures, that would put us up to 12. Blood Beckoning can also get creatures back. But we're still kind of light, I have to admit, so I guess I'll just take the second Stonework. And we got a Tazim Royal Mage anyways, so maybe we've been better with the Mind Drain, we'll see. And then, not much else here. Maybe we play Skyclay Squid as an extra 2-drop. But yeah, we have a really solid deck. We don't have a ton of mana to invest, so we can even consider a Black Bloom Rogue as just a random land and then play up some other creatures instead. So this is mostly going to be kicked on 4. This could just end up as a land. Funny enough, this is going to be get a decent discount in this deck, even though we're not really a focused party deck. It's pretty nice with the Stonework Pack Beast, I have to admit, so yeah, we just have a lot of cheap stuff. I guess this is kicked for 4 mana. This is a 3-drop. This is also a 3-drop. We probably want to kick these on 6, so we do need to hit our lands, but it's not like we necessarily want that many lands in this deck either way. So maybe it's fine going down a land to incorporate this Black Bloom Rogue as an extra creature, and then we can run some extra creatures in this deck just to make it work. So is Chilling Trap good in this deck? Not really. No wizards, not a ton. Or we don't have any. I guess we have 2 of them, but it's just fine. Skyclave Squid could be fine. It's a fine 2-drop. Early blocker, early creature we could just run out. And then, how good is Risen Riptide? It's fine as well. We don't have a ton of kicker, so it's not going to be at its best. Living Tempest could give us another flying win condition on 5. Ghastly Gloomhunter is also a flyer. It's a 3/3 we can kick later for turn 6 and helps with the Roost of Drakes. So maybe having this is better than the Living Tempest. There's also Skyclave Sentinel too, but it's just more expensive than the Ghastly Gloomhunter. How much kicker do we have? Again, not a ton. We have double Roost of Drakes, a Blood Beckoning into the Royal, and to zero mage. So yeah, I could use the extra kicker creature here. And Ghastly Gloomhunter is not so bad. It's still a 3/3 flying. It's still a 3/3 lifelink, which is not bad. Skyclave can also be a lot larger though. It can become a 4-powered creature, I guess, but it's still kind of clunky at 7. So maybe we're fine with this. And the mana base slightly favoring black kind of makes sense with what's showing here. Although we might want to early duelist more. So I could actually see, although we do need double blue for Roost of Drakes. Yeah, we also need double blue for Roost, so maybe we actually go down the swamp and add an extra island. We don't need that much double blue in this deck, whereas we do need double blue for Roost of Drakes and early Zulaport Duelist. So let's give this a shot, see how it goes. And then, yeah, we're more of an aggressive deck with a bit of value generation, but we're looking to mostly play this tempo-y sort of deck that's trying to get on board and race. Get on board disruptor threats and just apply enough pressure that they're forced to stay back. This hand seems fine. We have Evolve Our Colors, a 2-drop. So I'll try it, and we're on the play, so it's not the worst. I'm probably not going to run out the Zulaport Duelist early on. It does enable, but it's better to use as a combat trick. For maybe if he tries to block my Expedition Skulker, perhaps. So yeah, not going to run it out here. And unfortunately, this deck also just doesn't have a ton of card draw. So that can also be kind of problematic. He could also have his own 1-drop here. We'll see. Squid is fine. And I think I'm fine attacking, since I can reduce it. And if not, then this is okay. Run out land, and then yeah, I could also feed here. Probably not. No reason to. Could also stay back with a 2/2. Yeah, I should maybe stay back since he's gonna hit me harder. Yeah, attacking for 3 is a lot, so. Or yeah, I guess he's gonna play defense if he's not attacking because there's a pause. Right, we're gonna take 3. But we can swing back and then kick a Roost of Drakes. We'll see. Or just run out of Pack Beast. But we probably want to get the Roost of Drakes online. And hope he doesn't have a counterspell, although the counterspell's anti-cognition only works on creatures. Could have a Droid Disruption, which could be kind of annoying, but I still think we run it out. And hope it resolves. Maybe I shouldn't have run this out, I don't know. I'm gonna be sad this is a Droid Disruption. It's a Sky Dancer, fair enough. We can still make a 2/2 flyer and block the 3/2. I think that's okay. He could also run out his Fairy Duelist. Soaring Thoughtleaf main phase is interesting too. I think I'm gonna block the 3/2. Probably see a Duelist here. Yep. So opponent's also in a dedicated blue-black deck. Fair enough. Let's run this out, take out the Soaring Thoughtleaf, and then playing out the Pack Beast, and then we can still attack for 2. fine with the 2-1 blocking the 3-1, 3-2, and then Duelist blocking the 1-1. Could also trade the Duelist and then nerf the Sky Dancer. Relic Golem is quite good too. And I'm about to get 8 in the graveyard, so, don't necessarily want to trade the 2-1, unfortunately. But I can still ambush the Duelist here. Yeah, this can block next turn, but I guess we have a Death Toucher. Ooh, those are nice mills. Yeah, I really can't afford to take this. I think we just have to block and keep the Skulker back. Second Rooster Drakes is sweet, so... We still have some kicker cards in the deck. I don't know why the opponent's emoting me. I guess he's just salty. Not sure. Probably has something to deal with my Duelist, but I think this trade is fine. Yeah, he might have something here to mess with my Duelist. Alright, fair enough. Decides to use it first. I mean, sure. I will use a Deadly Alliance on that Golem for sure. Stalker is fine. It can pump though, so that's a little bit of a problem. Yeah, let's just attack for 2 in the air and then try to race against this Stalker. If we can find another kicker spell, that would be nice. He can only activate this once. And if he wants to use up his whole turn just to pump, that's fine. But this implies he doesn't have much other than lands. Right, Duelist is nice. We can delay him for maybe a turn and also mill him. But we will probably want to wait until he pumps first, maybe. Or I guess we should just use it immediately. Probably just use it immediately just to slow him down. Got rid of his Blood Beckoning too, so yeah, we're just able to just get lucky and mill the opponent out of all of his good cards. When we can kick a Blood Beckoning now too, just to end the game, so this looks good. Get back, I think, Gloom Hunter for more kicker, and then we can also get back the Skulker or the Namada Sky Dancer as an extra flyer. If we kick the Blood Beckoning, or just the Acquisitions Expert. I think I'm fine just getting the Sky Dancer here. Since we can flash in the Sky Dancer too. But probably going to see him concede here. Opponent has a good deck, but unfortunately, yeah, double Rooster Drakes. He must be wrapping his hands around his head, wondering what's going on. How can you have double Rooster Drakes in a quick draft? Well, you first pick one and then you were handed one. And the game was freezing up there. I don't know if it has anything to do with the opponent, but it was a little bit awkward just trying to click through and seeing those pauses. Alright, this seems okay. Probably not going to run out Mine Carver because the equipments in this deck rewards you for attaching immediately onto a creature. So let's just run out the Squid. I'm probably just going to run out next turn and then run out land and then hit for 4. It's going to be annoying to just recast this later, but it's fine. Could also just take out the Bug Catcher, I suppose. But I guess we can do both, so we can run out land. Run out the Mine Carver. Equip on the Squid, attack for 4. And then, yeah, the Bug Catcher is annoying enough. I don't really want to have him enable party that I'm just going to take it out now. So he doesn't play an Ardent Electromancer, make 2 mana and play a second one. Nighthawk Scavenger, well, now I wish I kept up my Feed the Swarm, but hopefully I can kick a Tazim Roll Mage to get back, but this is going to be a little bit rough to deal with. He might even keep this back on defense. But yeah, Nighthawk Scavenger is an excellent rare. You could see a removal spell, yep, into the Royal, or Royal Eruption. And then he can gain 3 life and hit me, so yeah, we're not going to be in a good spot unless we can deal this Scavenger. So should have maybe got a little bit too greedy with my removal. But denying him party is reasonable, so I think I'm fine playing out land and trying to attack and maybe forcing a trade here. I actually do want to prompt a trade so he doesn't get any more party members, and then probably just going to have to say go and then kick the Tazim Royal Mage, assuming we get 6 land, and then eventually deal with this, but it's going to be a long while. So we're going to be pretty low on life. Roost of Drakes isn't bad, I guess. I guess maybe this can help me stabilize a bit. But we do need to get a land to get our kicker spell going. Alright, had to use Vanquish the Weak on the 2-2, fair enough. So I'm actually happy that the opponent is using these removal spells. And just passing the turn doing nothing. Alright, Into the Royal's a nice one. Could main phase it, but I think we'll just say go and then do an instant speed instead. So now we can disrupt him and also make a 2-2. I could also bounce the Roost and then recast it, but I think for now we just want to deny him. Just make him waste his mana to replay the Nighthawk. He has another creature type now, so yeah, we'll just kick Tazim Royal Mage. And then we just want to feed the Swarm right. Probably am going to double block the 4-3 or just another Into the Royal, but we do have another Tazim Royal Mage to do some loops, so I think this is fine. And then we'll say go. And then maybe I chump or just double block, we'll see. I'm fine double blocking, honestly. You could have an instant here, but I think it's worth it. Just to bait it out. And again, we can do some infinite things, alright. Fair enough. I just don't want to take a million or have him gain a ton, so... And then eventually we can just, probably going to hold on to land in case he has a Mind Rot too. So eventually we can just kick a Tazim, make a 2-2, and then get back the Into the Royal and do the same thing over and over. Gonna be careful that he doesn't have too many warriors. Cliffhaven Kitesail is a bit of an issue, unfortunately. But maybe we can make some Drakes to hold it off. Or set up a double block, we'll see. Probably just need to kick the Royal Mage, make a Drake, and set up a double block. And then, yeah, probably just get Into the Royal here to do some silly shenanigans and then say go. Probably going to double block the Expedition Champion. If he has a removal spell, that's kind of annoying. So do I block the 2-3? Probably not. Don't see a reason to. And then probably fine just attacking with both Royal Mages and then keep up Into the Royal. We can bounce the Tazim Royal Mage end of turn and then start kicking it, making more Drakes. So let's see, the opponent falls for it here. And then we can just go infinite here. Hopefully no trample, but I don't think there's any pump tricks with trample in this format. But Catcher has trample though. That's a bit of a problem. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. He has 9 cards in his graveyard. I guess now with the Zulaport Duelist we can nerf it too. So let's grab the Into the Royal here. I could also quit, but probably not going to do so. Let's move the combat attack for 2. And we can also use the Duelist to slow him down as well, so. So we could kick the Into the Royal, and then we can also recast the Tazim Royal Mage. I think that's fine, so let's just do it now. Could also keep up the Zulaport, but this is more mana efficient, and I'm fine quad blocking the Bug Catcher if I have to. But yeah, we can just make Infinite Drakes here. Yeah, Roost of Drakes is a pretty messed up card. And then he would need a lot to kill me here. I guess Royal Eruption would kill me. So I need to be careful. Maybe I just need to kill him quickly. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, one Royal Mage could go. Expert's pretty decent. I guess we can even try to kill him. I guess he's dead, right? Yeah, I guess he's dead because we can just equip here. And then we can just kick the Into the Royal onto his Bug Catcher. And then that's lethal. Ooh. And yeah, he should be dead, so we don't want to give him an extra turn to top deck like Royal Eruption. So yeah. Still another one with Roost of Drakes. Almost thought I was going to lose that game from the Nighthawk Scavenger. I think the error that the opponent made was just using the Vanquish the Weak on a 2/2. Since he could have easily attacked past the 2/2, I was surprised he did that. Since I wasn't going to win the race against a Lifelinker, and he could have used the removal spell to 2-for-1 me if I went for a double block in the future. So not sure if vanquishing the flyer was the right thing to do, honestly. Probably wrong. Alright, Roost of Drakes, can't say no to that. Just need our 4th land drop. On the play, I think it's okay. And whether or not I run out my 2-drop is kind of questionable, so we'll see. Opponent might think I have the 1/1 Flash creature with the pause. Alright, still more pack beast is at least something I'm happy running out. Or fine running out. So a black-red party deck, most likely. Bugcatcher is fine. Second Roost of Drakes is interesting. I could feed the Swarm on this, but I think I'm just going to say go. In case he tries something here. And I'm fine blocking. Hopefully no Electromancer. Sky Dancer, fair enough. There goes my Deadly Alliance and land that I needed, so I'm hoping he attacks here and offers a trade. Alright, fair enough. I actually don't mind this trade, it's pretty good. Ooh, Soaring Thought Thief. Alright, we'll try that too. Try the ambush. And hopefully he doesn't have a subtle strike, but then it's still a card for a card. Ooh, that's an interesting card. So whenever a land enters the battlefield, he can exile, and then yeah, draw cards essentially with it. If he doesn't, then he can deal 1 damage to my face, right? Alright, fair enough. We'll get a nice flash here and ambush. And now we can start milling the opponents. Yeah, I'm probably still not gonna run out of creature here. I mean, I could run out the Royal Mage. But I think we're just... I guess I can feed the... Yeah, I guess I can feed the Swarm on the Valor. I think I'll do that. The card advantage from this can get kind of annoying later on, so... we'll just say go. And this way he doesn't get to leverage, again, cards. I do take a decent amount of damage. Ooh, Power Classic Helling, that's a scary one. The fact that this can bounce back a land is a bit too scary and can deal 4 to my face. And a Kazul's Fury that he could also bring back, so... not the card I want to see. Depends on whether or not he wants a bounce, that is. Decides not to bounce, alright, fair enough. So now we can then run out the Roost of Drakes and start making Drakes, hopefully, to outvalue the opponent. So probably just need to take 4, unfortunately. Ghastly Gloomhunter, fair enough. But now we can start crapping out Drakes and probably need to keep the 2-3 on defense now. So yeah, let's just run out second Drakes. I could also just keep taking the hits and then set up a Into the Royal next turn. I mean, we need to deal with the 3-3 at least, I guess, so... Alright, opponent takes damage, fair enough. Don't really want to bounce any of these cards that he has. I could also, I guess, Into the Royal here, do something silly. Right, Song Mad, fair enough. So probably just want to deal with this. And then we have another Into the Royal. Plus we can get back into the Royal with Tazim Royal Mage, so I think we can just say go. And play defense for now. Could also just bounce my own Roost, make another one, and do it again. I suppose that's fine. Or just bounce Ghastly. Maybe just bounce Ghastly. So we can at least attack, force him to reuse his mana. And then Tazim can also just get back into the Royal. Alright, mill some good cards too. And then we could just keep making Drakes, get back into the Royal. Yeah, Roost of Drakes is a pretty messed up card. And we just outvalue and outtempo him. And yeah, there's not much he can do because I'll just bounce it back, swing for more, mill more, and then yeah. And then I can do the infinite loop where I kick the into the royal, targeting my own royal mage, and then re-kicking it for another bounce effect. So all right, so currently was this 4-3-0? All right, let's keep playing. So our record for the moment is 17-2. So our win rate is pretty absurd for this quick draft. I mean, for these quick drafts. Alright, what's this? Well, it seems okay. I guess I'll try it. Don't want to run out the duelist on turn 1, so probably going to run out the acquisitions. Maybe equip it with the Mind Carver and take it from there. I don't have that many party members, so I might as well run it out. And yeah, I got a nice, sweet, synchronized spellcraft, so Black-Red party deck again. And Bugcatcher is interesting. Yeah, probably just going to run out the Mind Carver and keep up the Duelist here. Yeah, I probably don't want to attack here. I do want him to attack into me, of course. Ooh, that's a scary one. Is this the same guy? It might be, because he's running the same curve. Yeah, I guess we'll let this resolve. And then we can do this. Get a nice block. And then we can take out the Nighthawk with the Feed to Swarm. So this time, we're not going to be greedy with the Feed to Swarm. I mean, this time we're being more greedier with the Feed to Swarm. And we didn't just run it out for no reason, so. Alright. Managed to deal with 2 premium threats in the early game. Yeah, this is probably the same guy, I think. Another Feed to Swarm. I guess I don't hate it. But he could have a bigger blocker. So maybe I'm fine just running out land, attacking for 3 instead, and then, again, hold on to my removal spell. Could have also moved the equipment around. This trade also isn't bad. Alright. So next turn he might just have 8 in the graveyard, although he still has 6. So we'll see what he does. I guess he'll have 8. Assuming I want to use a removal spell here. I don't really want to use Feed on the 2-1. Also don't want to use Deadly Alliance. I think I'm fine just attacking then. And see if he's willing to trade for an Acquisitions Experts. But nope, so we'll hold on to the rest of our stuff as they go. Shower Skull Minotaur is a nice target for Deadly Alliance. So yeah, I'm just going to get rid of this before he deals 5. And now the Expert is online. I can kick a Ghastly Gloomhunter, but that's 6 mana. So I think I'm just going to move this Mind Carver, although if I move it here, he can still block. So probably just better off attacking for 4 anyways. And then Sego. Gloom Hunter is a nice target for feed. And then I'm fine trading this off. And now we can feed the bat. Man, we're just bullying our opponents all day. Yeah, and this expert's just a problem. It not only was a creature that robbed him of a card, but now it's on a Mind Carver. Which is going to be a creature that he also just has to kill. But yeah, this is probably just game over unless he can kill both creatures next turn. Yep. This is like the same deck we faced against earlier. So now we're 18-0. I mean 18-2. I guess 18-3, right? Did we go undefeated in the first one? I don't think so. So yeah, I guess we're 18-2 with this 4 wins. So let's just keep running this, and we might even go 0 losses with this one. Not sure. I keep forgetting if I lost the match in the first draft. Alright, opening hand. Well, can't say no to Roost, Duelist, Skulker, and Stonework Pack Beast. I'll try it. Hopefully we draw 2 more kicker spells. Could play around Subtle Strike. I think I'm fine running out to Pack Beast over Skulker, or maybe it's better to run Skulker. Maybe Skulker's just better. He's definitely going to swing the 1/1 lifelinker even if I run the Pack Beast, and at least this plays around Subtle Strike a little bit better. Ooh, Nighthawk Scavenger, well that's a problem. So we need to run out Deadly Alliance against this. I think I'm fine attacking first, and seeing if he blocks. He doesn't, so he doesn't fall for it. Alright. Pack Beast it is. Luckily this is all 1 power, but I do need to get a land to Deadly Alliance this immediately. Keeps the 1/3 back, interestingly enough, so he probably has his own Duelist here. If that's the case, then what? Probably just have to play a creature and pass. Just because he can just run a Duelist and mess us up, so yeah, we'll just say go. And we have a 2-man Deadly Alliance for next turn, so we just want him to do nothing here. So I can do both Duelist and the Deadly Alliance, so I think I'm fine swinging with the Skulker, maybe baiting out the Duelist. Doesn't do anything, alright, I guess we'll just pass the turn then. Sigo. I'm actually hoping he taps out here. I'm gonna pass the turn because I'm assuming he's not gonna attack here, so I guess he's just using this as a blocker, fair enough. And then I'll Glacial Grasp instead here. If he runs a Duelist, then I'll just use the Zolport Duelist on his Duelist. Not sure what the opponent's thinking. Ooh, got rid of a Stealth Strike, that's a sweet one. I could Expert, but I think we just attack and then bait out the Duelist. And then when he tries to flash in, we'll use our own Duelist. Right, if not, then I guess Acquisitions Expert could be okay here. Yeah, let's just run out the Expert then. We get a pretty nice hit here. More lands, not sure what the lands imply, but I'll get rid of the Demon's Disciple since the land doesn't really do much. So not sure why he's holding on to his lands. I guess he could have a spell to protect his Nighthawk Scavenger. When it says go, alright, then I'll just attack and then use the Duelist here. And then I'm just going to run out the Duelist here and see what's up. And if he taps up for Deadly Alliance, then I'm just going to Deadly Alliance his Nighthawk Scavenger, so... Gotta play around open mana while I can. Alright, we can even run out this Infiltrator. Probably not gonna attack here. Yeah, the open mana is a little bit suspicious, so I think I'm just gonna run a Roost of Drakes kicked and see how he responds. I guess this is fine, and then probably not gonna attack here. It's a little bit too suspicious of all his open mana. Yeah, he's keeping his lands in hand. I don't know what he's trying to do. It could just be bait. But I really don't want to run into a Duelist, but I guess he would have ran a Duelist. Right, he can get back Subtle Strike and Deadly Alliance, fair enough. So I can try to Deadly Alliance here. If I swing in all, I guess I'm okay with that too. Yeah, let's just swing the team. I'm fine with the trades here. We can eventually kick this Gloom Hunter. So first things first, let's draw some cards. Could also use the Mind Carver here for the hell of it. So yeah, I could Mind Carver here. Mind Carver on potentially, I guess, the Infiltrator. And probably stay back for the 2/2 because I know about the Subtle Strike. Could have a bounce spell for my Infiltrator, but then I can recast it. If he has a removal spell, unfortunately, then it will have to go, unfortunately. Alright, his own Deadly Alliance, fair enough. I guess I can still tap for black, right? It's gone. And then, yeah, we'll say go. If he tries to use Deadly Alliance, then I'll respond. I mean, a Subtle Strike. I'm hoping this resolves. Takes out my 2/1, but he doesn't get a 2/2 lifelinker. So there's a lot of mind games going on. But we should be able to outvalue him if we know what we're doing, so yeah, let's move to combat. Fine swinging the team. I can get back Infiltrator, can get back Skulker, or even Pack Beast. Probably better off getting Skulker at this point. Another Soul Strike, sure. Opponent respects this card. Still low on life, so... yeah, let's get the Infiltrator and get back Skulker. Well, there's a... alright, he's still at 1 life, so... I mean, eventually he's gonna be out of steam. Guess we just attack and see what's up. If he still survives, I can at least run the Squid out. So, opponent's at 1 life, he needs to find an answer to this Duelist. Alright, and into the world, bouncing my Duelist, fair enough. But I can just replay the Duelist here to prevent my 1-2 from dying. And I can mill him even more. And then Infiltrator, probably... yeah, probably just run out the... I guess I can just run out 2 2-drops. You know, just run this Squid out and then run the Skulker out. This way I can just win by going wide as opposed to trying to make it unblockable. Man, I'm running out of time here. So I'm hoping these next games can go quick. I'm probably not going to finish this in time. But I'll write about the results, maybe. Domination, interesting, okay. Fair enough, he's still at 1 life, so I need to hit a land drop here. If I don't hit a land drop, then that can get kind of awkward. Oh, alright, Skyclave Sentinel, so opponent's going to make it more difficult. Alright, land is good, so I can attack with Skyclave, offer to trade, and then probably just going to get back to... probably going to kick the Tazim Royal Mage here. Do the Blood Beckoning loop. So we can just keep going infinite. And with 1 creature, he's still dead, so... card's good. I would love one in my deck. It's going to be at its best in blue-black, but you can still play it in blue-green if you have a ton of ramp. I guess he can gain 2 life here, that's fair enough. Or gain 1 life. Is he still dead, I think? Because he just doesn't have enough blockers. Alright, so... sweet. Yeah, maybe this is going to be my final match. Since I'm running out of time for this recording. But, yeah, this Zendikar Rising is really fun when you get the stupid busted blue decks. Or the dumb busted blue decks. I'm just kind of tired, so I'm just mumbling here, so bear with me. Alright, final, maybe this is the final opponent, given the allotted time that we have, which is not a lot. So let's go. Alright, that's quick. Alright, this hand seems decent, we'll keep. And again, we're going to hold on to Duelist as a combat trick. I could also just run it out to start getting the mill going, which also isn't a bad idea. I guess this is up to 1, so if I don't target anything, then it's bad, so I guess we'll say go. And we'll just pass the turn, flash in Storing Thought Thief end of turn. Then we can attack within, start milling, so we can maybe dodge sorcery spell speed removal. That's fine. That's a nice target for Zulaport Duelist to trade with. I guess I have a second one, which isn't bad, so let's attack. And then, yep, fine trading the Duelist. So I'm gonna play a little bit off curve, but if we get a land drop, we can still play Stonework and a Zulaport Duelist. So I'm fine just going off curve here. This gets indestructible. That's kind of annoying. But I guess I'm fine just running my first one out, just to nerf it a bit. Alright, now pack piece is good. Fine just trading here. If he has a way to deal with one of my creatures, I can still run out the Duelist. Probably looking to pump his Angel Heart Protector or the 3-1, that's fine enough. So do I chump here? Could just run this out for the hell of it, I guess. And then do I want to... I guess I want to nerf this and then trade for the 3-2. Ooh, I guess I can do this instead, alright. Probably keep this back, yeah. That's fine. Mind Carver's not bad too. Especially on my Swing Thought Thief. Could also put on the Duelist just to be safer, but 5 is a lot. And then I think at this stage it's fine for me to run out the Royal Mage just as an extra body in case something goes bad. Since I highly doubt we'll be kicking it anytime soon. And then if he attacks with both, I'm fine just throwing the Duelist in the graveyard. Healer, he doesn't have a Cleric though, so Sellsword is fine. Second Roost of Drakes. I guess I'll just run one out without Kicker, so that way if we top deck a land, we can at least get 2 Drakes off the top, so that's fine. Either way, I still need to do something. My mana opponent's also at 16 cards left in his library, so he's gonna run out of stuff eventually. So a red-white party deck, I assume, with a bit of a warrior package, I guess. Scavenger's Blade doesn't add toughness, so I can still trade. And I think I'm fine trading for the Expedition Healer. Opponent passes, alright, so this is probably just game over with Roost. We'll probably just see a concession here. Alright, I'm probably not going to have enough time to record the final match. I'm still going to just play it as much as I can. And then, yeah, if it's over, then it's over. But, yeah, this was a really nice draft we ran. All 3 of these were very sweet. But this one is probably the one that can maybe go 0 losses. I think the first one also got 0. Again, I forgot this is like a 4-hour video, so yeah, I'll run the final match. I probably won't have enough time since there's only 4 minutes left, and our games can be kind of pretty long and grindy. But I might as well run it out while I can, so let's go. Probably not going to make a part 2 video since it's just too much time. And I kind of need to take a nap here since this is a 4-hour video. But, yeah, if I can... But you guys might be able to see the supposed outcome anyways, if I'm going to be ahead in this game, so you can kind of assume maybe I get 7-0, but we'll see. So unfortunately 3 minutes left, probably won't have enough again time. I hate to say it, but I'll just give the results at the end of this video, or at least take a snapshot of this picture and use this deck and use them as my thumbnail for this video so you guys can see the results. Did we face against this guy? I think we did already. Not sure. Alright, we'll run this. Seems fine. Can't say no to Rooster Drakes. And this has a targeted creature, right? And then once you target that creature, the controller mills too. So if we just run this out and then target itself, then we actually end up milling too, which is not what I want. Especially in this format against other blue-black decks. Alright, the Bog, interesting. Haven't seen that card yet in a while, so that's a really nice pickup on turn 2, so get in there, Squid. Could even put the Mind Carver onto it next turn to hit for 4. Priest, alright. I could also run a Mind Carver. I think I will, just to make it more likely he ends up blocking. And then we can use the Zulaport Duelist. So this makes it more likely he ends up blocking. I mean, it's a pretty bad attack for me if I was him, if I was myself, so. Could have also put the Carver onto the 1/1, but I think this is okay. Opponent's also, again, a blue-black control deck with a bit of a mill package. Alright, that's a decent one. But we'll just kick a Roost, although we need double blue, so that's a problem. So I guess a Feed the Swarm doesn't hurt. And we can still hit for 5. So I just need my double blue for Roost and we should be good. I'm hoping he doesn't have a way to make me discard 2. Since I just ran out of land, and that could be a mistake, but if he makes me discard double Rooster Drakes, I'm going to be pretty sad. Right, so now you guys know the outcome after I play this Roost. So we'll see, probably going to just attack with a 4-2 because he could have his own Duelist. Given this type of deck, he could also have the 3-2 Flash. I mean the 2-1 Flash. Nope, just a Duelist, so saw that one coming a mile away. Gets milled, hopefully not a second one. But yeah, he still can't block this well. Right, Vanquish, fair enough. But now we can run out Rooster Drakes into a second Rooster Drakes maybe. And that should be able to end the game. Alright, I don't have enough time. This is like 10 seconds left. So I'm just gonna call it. I'm just gonna give the results in my thumbnail. You guys should be able to see the picture after this recording. So